Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
Three men died violent deaths in Holmen. Doc Sims, Andrew Walters, and Rich Hartley's half-wit son. These tragedies brought four young people to the village across the bay from San Francisco. First to arrive were Carmel and Andres Ruiz, cousins. They were niece and nephew of Andrew Walters. Then came Gail Stanley and her brother Martin, niece and nephew of Doc Sims. Captain Friday, who had a summer home in Holmen, took the four under his wing, and with the aid of his weekend guest, Dr. Jamie Croft, endeavored to untangle the mystery behind the three murders. But let Captain Friday tell it.
Each of the three bodies in the village morgue has taken it upon itself to prowl around or disappear altogether from time to time. When Dr. Croft, young Martin Stanley, and I searched Doc Sims' house, two of the bodies were missing, that of Doc Sims and that of the half-wit Hartley boy. Doc Sims' body was found after an attempt was made to murder Stanley. I tied Doc Sims' body on a sleeping cot and locked it in a room. Next, we searched Andy Walters' house. Along with Carmel and Andres Ruiz, I was upstairs in the room where Andrew Walters died. Gail and Martin Stanley were waiting downstairs. Dr. Croft had left the house to examine Doc Sims' body. Suddenly there was a warning cry, the sound of a shot, and two figures hurtled and rolled down the full length of the stairway.
A few minutes later, Captain Friday had gathered the entire group in the living room of his summer cottage.
Now look here. I want everyone to stick close to my cottage from now on. No one's to go near Doc Sims or Andy Walters' house without my permission. Is that clear?
Si, Senor Friday. But please, could we not have more fire? See how my cousin Carmel, she is shake.
No, I'm not cold. Just that I can't forget that you might have been killed, Andre.
Oh, it is nothing. It did not hit me.
See here, Captain, I suggest we stir up the fire and all gather around and talk this thing out. I'll admit I'm pretty badly shaken myself, rolling down those stairs with a murdered man in my arms. Boo.
Okay, come on, Andres. We'll go out and bring in a couple of big chunks of rootwood. I thought we'd get sunshine today, but the fog seems to be hanging on.
It's almost like night. It's so foggy.
See here, Miss Stanley, what's wrong with you? You haven't said a word since we left Andrew Walters' house and returned here. White as a ghost. What is it?
Well, it's all pretty terrible, isn't it?
Terrible? Of course it's bad, but you're making entirely too much of it.
Well, I didn't realize what we were up against, Dr. Croft, until I saw the stark, dead body of that murdered Hartley boy lying there.
Oh, it was bad.
I didn't realize until I saw his dead body and knew that somehow it had come alive. That dead body had held a gun and tried to kill one of us.
Well, now you know how I felt, sis, when Doc Sims, my own uncle, took a shot at me.
Yes, I know, Martin.
I'm getting sick of it. There's no use of us standing around and getting our heads shot off. Let's go back to the city and hire a lawyer to clear up this mess.
But, Martin, we haven't any money to hire a lawyer.
We could borrow on Doc Sims' estate, I'll bet. After all, it's ours.
I'm afraid you won't be able to leave Holmen without Captain Friday's permission.
Nuts to Captain Friday.
Well, I suggest you talk to him. Here he comes now.
Can we get through the door with it? Attaboy, Andres.
Oh, this is fine big stump of wood.
All right. Got a good hold?
See?
Now let's toss it in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, there she goes. Yeah, there's your fire, Dr. Croft. Now then, is everybody settled for a talk?
Before we begin, Captain, I think young Stanley here has a question.
Yeah?
Gail and I are going back to San Francisco and get a lawyer to take care of this.
No, you're not, Stanley.
Who's going to stop us?
I am. I happen to be constable of Holmen now, and I'm holding all of you until we can get this thing cleared up.
You haven't any right. We'll all be killed. Somebody's tried twice now.
Now, look here, Stanley. This goes all for the rest of you. I suggest you forget about pulling out for a while and sit and listen. I've been looking over these papers we picked up at Doc Sims and Walter's houses. But first, I want to ask some questions.
What questions?
Before this last attack, let's just review where each of us was. Now, Dr. Croft here dropped in at Doc Sims' house down the street to see how the trussed-up body was doing. You see it, Doctor?
It was just as we left it, Captain, still tied to the cot.
Right. Now, Miss Stanley here and her brother were in Andrew Walters' study. You asked to be allowed to stay there while the rest of us went up to examine the death room.
Yes, that's right.
Stayed downstairs at your own request.
Well, you remember I told you I couldn't bear the sight of the room where a man was hanged.
Yes, I remember. Well, you two were in the study on the first floor. Carmel and Andres here and I went up to the second floor. We just started to examine the room when we heard Dr. Croft yell. What was it you yelled, Doctor?
I think I said, look out, Captain, look out.
Yeah. The next minute there was a shot.
See, so close to me I feel the air. It cut my face like sharp knife.
Close one, all right, Andres. And then the next thing we knew, Dr. Croft and a second person were rolling down the dark stairway together. I rushed down, and there was the doctor hanging onto the body of the murdered half-wit, the Hartley boy.
I'd never go in that house again for anything.
But look here, Doctor. How did you happen to take that tumble downstairs? What happened?
I don't know. As soon as I'd seen that Doc Sims' body was safe, I locked up and I came right over to join you at the Walters' house. I let myself in. Everything was quiet on the first floor.
Yes, we had the door to the study closed. We were just sitting there waiting.
Yes, I heard voices upstairs and I started up. It was quite dark. And suddenly I saw a figure between me and the doorway. All I could see was his outline. And I started to speak when it crouched.
It was alive?
Yeah. And I saw the glitter of a gun. I couldn't see into the room, but he was tense. He was about to fire at someone. That's when I yelled and I rushed up the stairs at him.
Yeah. Did he attack you, Doctor?
No, I don't think so. He just seemed to give way in my hands. You see, it all happened so quickly. I grabbed him and we tumbled downstairs together.
And when I opened the study door and saw what was lying at the foot of the stairs...
Yes, I know. Any opinions, Doctor?
Well, frankly, Captain, I've never had such a shock in my life. I don't understand it. There he was in the doorway, apparently alive. And by the time we reached the bottom of the steps, it was the stiff, cold corpse of the murdered Hartley boy.
Dr. Croft, if you and I hadn't been friends for the last couple of years...
Yes, I know, Captain. I'd say the same. There's something strange in that house.
Well, stranger than what happened in Doc Sims' house. The corpse walks in, takes a shot at Stanley here, and clubs me over the head, walks out under his own power, and then once out of our sight, he collapses into nothing more than a corpse.
Did you find Doc Sims' will?
Yes, I have it here.
Where was it?
In the coat pocket of the corpse.
But how
He'd evidently come alive long enough to take it away from us, and then he fell dead on his way to hide it.
I don't believe it.
Well, I don't either. What else are you going to believe?
Captain, in all the history of medicine, this situation has no precedent. Bodies simply do not repossess themselves of life once they become dead flesh.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought, too.
Captain, now, since you have in your possession the wills of Sims and Walters, it appears to me that if they contain any information concerning this business, now is the time to bring them out.
There's plenty in them, all right. Plenty to give everybody a jolt.
There is something bad?
I'll let you decide that for yourself. Before I read the wills, though, I'm going to read a copy of a letter that Doc Sims sent to Andrew Walters shortly before Walters hanged himself. How long before, we don't know. Dr. Croft and Martin Stanley have already heard it. Let's see, Andrew Walters, this is to inform you that I, Dr. C.N. Sims, have discovered your real identity as well as enough of your background and history to make your presence in this community undesirable. Unless you are willing to come to such terms as I see fit to impose, I shall at once reveal your identity and turn you over to the proper authorities, which, of course, you realize means nothing less than the gas chamber.
It is not true. My Uncle Andrew Walters is good man. This letter is big lie.
Now, hang on to yourself, Andres.
If this Doc Sims man was alive, I would make him eat these words.
Yeah, well, maybe you would, but sit down and hear the rest.
Oh, why would they want to execute our uncle?
Sounds like murder.
Oh, he wouldn't. He didn't.
Well, I didn't know that Doc Sims and Mr. Walters were enemies.
So, looks like we inherit some kind of a fight.
You would be borrowing trouble, Stanley.
Please. We aren't going to be enemies.
Oh, of course not, Carmel. The fight ended with our uncle's death.
Maybe it did and maybe it didn't. Let's wait until we hear the whole story.
First, I'm going to read Doc Sims' will. Short. All it says is, believing that I shall outlive my only sister, Gail Sims Stanley, I hereby do on this day bequeath all my personal and business property in equal parts to my niece, Gail Stanley, and my nephew, Martin Stanley. That's all except for the date.
Well, that's something like it. Nothing hard to understand about that.
That's not the whole story. Wait until you hear what Andrew Walters has to say in his will.
Okay, but what's that got to do with Gail and me?
Plenty.
See here, Captain. Is all that his will?
That's right. Thought he was writing a book. It's his personal history.
You've read it?
Mm-hmm.
Then why not tell us the gist of it? We can each read the details at our leisure.
That's a good idea. It suit you, Carmel?
Oh, yes, of course.
How about it, Andres?
Please, you do what you wish.
Okay. Now, this is how it is. Andy Walters and Doc Sims were brothers.
For goodness sakes. Then you mean to say we four are cousins?
That's right.
But I do not see how it is
Say,
possible.
how do you get that way? How could a guy named Sims and one named Walters be brothers?
Because Andrew Walters is an assumed name.
I don't believe it.
You will when I finish.
Sounds like a most engaging tale.
Yeah. You see, according to Walter's story, there was quite a big family of Sims originally. There were 3 sisters. First, Bonnie Sims.
See, my mother. That was her maiden name.
Yes. Then came Gail, for whom you were named as Stanley, and Joyce, Carmel's mother.
But what about the brothers, Captain?
Well, here's the angle. Doc Sims was the eldest. Then came his brother, Andy Walters. His right name was Vance Sims.
But see here, Captain, why did Van Sims change his name to Andrew Walters?
Just a moment, Doctor. That concerns another member of the family.
Another, eh?
Mm-hmm. Another boy. Franklin Sims.
Oh, 3 boys and 3 girls.
Well, what happened to him?
He was murdered 20 years ago.
Another murder in the family?
Santa Maria! Is the whole family to be wiped out?
On the barren coast of Marin County in the village of Holmen, under a blanket of fog, sits Captain Friday's summer cottage. In the cottage is being unfolded the story of the Sims family. A story beginning generations ago, and today having its tragic effect on the living members. Captain Friday has just revealed that the 2 rich men of Holmen, Doc Sims and Andrew Walters, were brothers, and therefore Gail and Martin Stanley and Andres and Carmel Ruiz are cousins.
Yes, there was still another member of the family. Another brother named Franklin Sims.
3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Well, what happened to him?
He was murdered 20 years ago.
Well, who did it?
Remember that letter I read to you at the beginning from Doc Sims to Walters? Something about, I shall reveal your true identity and turn you over to the proper authorities.
Oh, please. Our Uncle Andrew did not kill his own brother.
Well, it happened in a peculiar way. You see, the 3 boys were on a sort of vacation together someplace in the Near East. Doc Sims was about 37 at the time, Walters around 35, and Franklin was only about, 22 or 3.
Quite a difference in ages, Captain.
Yes, well, there were the 3 girls in between, you know.
Yes.
Anyway, the 3 of them were in this little corner of the world when they got word that their father was dying, and he'd left the bulk of his fortune to Franklin.
Why, how unfair.
Well, Franklin was the fair-haired child. Anyway, according to the story in Andrew Walters' will here, he and Doc Sims went out and got thoroughly drunk. And when he came to the next morning, he was in a filthy jail charged with the murder of his brother, Franklin Sims.
Oh, but this is the most horrible thing to happen.
The next day, the father died. Sort of left things pretty neat for Doc Sims. One brother dead, the other, Andrew Walters, had held for murder.
But didn't Doc Sims help his brother?
No, he turned against him. Left him to his fate. He came back to the United States and got himself appointed administrator for the entire estate.
A charming fellow.
Well, I don't blame him. A fellow that would murder his own brother.
But what became of Mr. Walters?
He broke jail and became a fugitive.
Oh, Andres, I guess we haven't a very nice family after all.
You know what I think? I think these Doc Sims' hands are not very clean.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think maybe he knows more about Franklin's death.
You would think of that.
But how did he happen to come back here? Didn't Doc Sims recognize him?
Well, remember, that was 20 years ago. Walters says in his will that he made his way to Australia and under his assumed name went into the mining country. He made several rich strikes and finally, after about 10 years, came out a rich man.
A rich man, eh?
Mm-hmm. Plenty of money, but old and broken down. Nobody'd have recognized him for the fugitive, Vance Sims.
Well, then he came back unrecognized.
Yes. He worked a slick trick. The slickest I've heard in a long time. He wrote a deathbed testimonial under his own name of Vance Sims. He declared that during the 10 years he'd spent in the mines, he and his own alias, Andrew Walters, had been partners. And now that he was about to die, he desired that Walters should inherit everything that had been his. You see, this included his portion of the original Sims estate, which, through his office as administrator, Doc Sims was milking for himself. In other words, Vance Sims left everything to himself as Andrew Walters.
Oh, now I begin to understand why Doc Sims was so unfriendly to us. He was cheating Mother out of her third of the estate. She was supposed to have a third after Franklin was killed, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. Doc Sims tricked her out of it.
Why, the
You
low
don't think much of him now, do you, Stanley?
Leave me alone.
But see here, Captain. What did Vance Sims do then, after he willed his property to Andrew Walters, his other self?
He grabbed a ship for San Francisco and came over here to Holmen with the documents and stuck them in Doc Sims' face.
Beautiful.
Yes. Doc Sims almost frothed. He was mad and scared. His conscience was bothering him about the way he'd been administrating the estate. Besides, he couldn't forget that he'd beaten his sister out of her third.
He was in a bad spot, wasn't he?
Walters had him, and there wasn't anything for him to do but turn over Vance Sims' portion without a squawk.
But no wonder they were enemies.
Yeah. Wonder they lived in the same neighborhood 10 years without the lid blowing off.
Well, still, I don't understand. What made Doc Sims write that note threatening to turn Mr. Walters over to the police? And after all these years.
Oh, that's easy. Doc Sims was burned up about the whole business. He suspected there was something smelly about the affair, so he kept nosing around, writing letters to Australia, keeping his eyes and ears open. And finally, he got the straight dope on Walters.
Discovered he was really his brother, eh?
Mm-hmm. And wanted for murder.
And then Doc Sims wrote that note threatening Andrew Walters, the one you read to us.
That's right.
You think then, Captain, that upon receiving the note from Doc Sims, Walters went to his room and hanged himself?
That's what it looks like. Trapped after all these years of safety, you know how you'd feel. Settle down to spend the rest of your life in peace and quiet, and then suddenly find yourself facing the gas chamber.
Please, I can't bear to think of it.
Oh, it is deplorable.
The thing I can't figure out is, if Walters hanged himself, who cut him down? Well, somebody else was in on this thing.
You don't suppose Doc Sims cut him down before going out on the beach to die, do you?
Could have done it, but why?
Please, I have a confession.
Andres, you did
Conscience bothering, huh? All right, Andres, out with it.
Please, you will try to understand why I have not told this before.
Well, what's on your mind? Did you kill Andy Walters?
No, I did not do that.
Well, you've got something on your conscience.
No, I will explain. When Carmel and I left you on the beach, we come to the house. My uncle was not in the study, so I leave Carmel alone, and I go upstairs to find him.
Yeah, and then what?
There I see my uncle hanging.
Oh, that's it, huh?
See, I am very much disturbed. I think maybe I can save him. I cut him down quick, and then I see he is dead.
And then what'd you do?
Well, then I remembered that I am his heir, and maybe somebody will think maybe I...
Yeah, afraid of being held for murder, so you kept your mouth shut.
Please, if I have been very wrong, I am sorry.
What do you think, Dr. Croft?
Obviously the lad's telling the truth, Captain.
Oh, please, senor, my gratitude.
Okay, Andres, we'll take your word for it. For now, anyway.
Thank you, Captain Friday.
Yeah, well, there you are. You four are cousins, Doc Sims and Andrew Walters, brothers. Walters hanged himself in despair. That much is cleared up, anyway.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with Doc Sims' dead body taking a pot shot at me? And the prowling body of the village halfwit trying to kill Andres?
Now, wait a minute. I didn't say I had a complete solution. Well, we don't even know who killed the halfwit, nor why the body of Andrew Walters, alias Vance Sims, came over here and tried to bury Gale alive.
Oh, please.
All I can see right now is that it looks like all the dead bodies in the neighborhood have conspired to get rid of you four.
Oh, please don't talk like that. At the convent, they always told us there was something sacred about being dead.
You're quite right, Carmel. You mustn't judge normal living and dying by what is taking place here in Holmen.
But, senor, you have told us only the history of Andrew Walters. Now, does he not will his property to anyone?
Yeah, I'll read that part. It's short. Let's see. Here it is. Appreciating the fact that my two sisters were unjustly cut off from the family by their marriages, I should like to recompense them if they are still alive, or their heirs if they are not, by equally dividing my entire estate between them.
Oh, my cousin, do you hear? Carmel, you are rich. Lands, money. Oh, you will have everything you
wait
wish.
a minute, Andres. There's a little more. Now, listen. I wittingly leave the Stanley branch of the family out of my will, not from any antagonism, but because I know that Doc Sims is leaving everything to them to soothe his conscience for having robbed Gail of her third of the original estate.
Fine bunch of dog robbers in our family.
Oh, if it'd only end here.
Dr. Croft, you realize we don't know yet whether Doc Sims died naturally or whether he was murdered?
True. The body...
Yes, I know. Body hasn't stayed in one place long enough for us to perform an autopsy.
Well, the fact is, I'm not certain I'd be justified in performing an autopsy on anything as much alive.
Oh. Well, look here, it's after 1 o'clock. Aren't you folks ready for lunch?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not.
Well, I am.
Sure, everybody will be when they smell food. And Miss Stanley, how about you and Carmel poking around the groceries and knocking together a hot lunch? Feel up to it?
Oh, yes, let's do something. It'll help us forget the bad thing.
That's the idea.
Well, all right. Where will we find things?
Well, everything's in the cooler or on the shelves. Just help yourselves.
But, Captain Friday, are you going out?
Oh, the doctor and I have a little job to attend to. Andres, you and Stanley stick by the house. Don't leave, you understand?
See, I know.
And don't let the girls out of your sight.
If you think there's danger...
Lay off that stuff, Stanley. If I thought there was any danger, I wouldn't leave you here on guard. It's daylight, isn't it?
But it's so foggy, it's almost like evening.
Are you afraid?
No. Not if you say it's all right.
Oh, sure, it's all right. Anybody else afraid?
Well, how long will you be gone?
Oh, we'll be back by the time you get lunch ready.
You're mighty mysterious.
Never mind, Stanley. Come on, Doctor. Mind now. None of you leave the cottage.
I say, Captain, I was much mystified as the rest.
Yeah? Well, we're going over and get Doc Sims' body and have an examination. Makes a lot of difference whether he died a natural death or was murdered.
If he was murdered, it was by poison. I can tell you that much.
I want to be certain, Doctor. Besides that, I want to get all these bodies back in the morgue. We've got an inquest tomorrow morning, and I don't intend to chase the coroner's jury all over the country looking for bodies.
Oh, quite.
We'll take Doc Sims to the morgue first. He's closest. You know, there's a refrigeration chamber in the cellar below ground.
Is there really?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to bind all 3 bodies and stick them down there for tonight. There's no windows, and you can bar the one door from the outside. If that doesn't hold them, nothing will.
Refrigeration, eh? They'll put in a pretty cold night, don't you think, Captain?
Yeah. Oh, hold it. Well, here's Doc Sims' place.
Why, so it is. You know, the fog's so thick, it's changed the whole appearance of the vicinity.
Come on in, Doctor. Oh, you've still got the key to the study, haven't you?
Yes.
Blasted dark in this hallway. Wait until I switch on the lights. Yeah, there. Now we'll just... Dr. Croft, look at this.
What's happened?
Look, door's busted open, splintered to pieces.
Door smashed?
Yeah, from the inside.
Door smashed open from the inside? What about Doc Sims' body?
Wait till I get the light. Look at that.
See here, Captain. This thing's superhuman. It's not possible.
Body's gone. Look at those ropes. Broken, snapped in two.
No human thing could have broken those ropes, Captain.
Yeah, but they're broken just the same. Look at those frazzled ends.
The corpse appears to have broken them with his hands as though they'd been twine. Notice? Not a knot untied.
A fat chance of us finding Rich Hartley's half-wit boy where we left him if this sort of thing is happening.
Shall we go over to the Walters place and see?
Yeah, I suppose so. Nothing we can do here.
Are you taking those ropes with you?
I want to examine them. Come on.
Captain, you know there was a time when people believed that devils could enter a dead body at will. And of course you know that these unearthly beings were endowed with unlimited strength.
I guess I better lock up. Although locks don't seem to mean much around here.
You're interested in this devil theory.
I'm not, Doctor. I'll bet money that when we get to the bottom of this, there'll be some doggone simple explanation that'll make me blush to think I overlooked it.
Undoubtedly you're right. Say, Captain, Doc Sims' house was locked up just as I left it.
Well?
Well, do you suppose we should have searched for the body? You know it may still be there.
Well, it hasn't escaped before now. It's because it hasn't wanted to.
Yes, I suppose so.
We'll take a look when we go back. Well, Andrew Walter's front door is still intact. The half-wit's broken out of this house. It wasn't by this door. Go ahead, Doctor.
Oh, we should have stopped in at the morgue and bought a stretcher.
Snap on the light, will you?
Nothing's disturbed.
Closet door's still locked, all right. Just a minute till I get the right key here.
If I remember rightly, you used that long, plain one.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. There's a body just as we left it.
Getting to be that ordinary events are more surprising. Captain, the body moved. It moved, didn't you see it?
What's that?
Careful. Don't bend over it like that.
Yes, I'm watching.
Captain, behind you.
Hey, what's going on here?
As Dr. Croft and Captain Friday bent over the corpse of the half-wit body, the diabolical force loose in the village of Holmen crept up stealthily from behind. But what is that force? Who is it who animates the dead and strikes with such deadly effect? Episode 7 of Dead Men Prowl, entitled 4 Go to Join the Prowling Dead, will come to you next week at this same hour. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
The terror which has been spread over the village of Holmen by the apparent uprising of 3 dead men has reached a new climax. The corpse of old Doc Sims has struck twice. The body of the dead Andrew Walters has attempted a murder of its own. And the body of the murdered half-wit boy has shown all the activity of an inspired spirit of evil. Captain Friday and Dr. Jamie Croft thought at one time today that they had all the corpses corralled and under control. And then everything broke loose. Let the captain tell you.
Dr. Croft and I tied the dead body of Doc Sims to a sofa and locked it in the study of his own house. We recaptured the corpse of the murdered half-wit Hartley boy and locked it in a closet at the Andrew Walters house. Walters' body was supposed to be in the morgue. The excitement of the prowling dead had upset the 4 young people. They were the cousins, Carmel and Andres Ruiz, and the brother and sister, Gail and Martin Stanley. Well, when we quieted them down and established them in my cottage, Dr. Croft and I returned to examine Doc Sims' body. To our amazement, we found the study door smashed down from the inside and the corpse of Doc Sims gone. The ropes that had bound him were lying on the floor, snapped and broken as though by superhuman strength.
From there, they rushed up the street to Andrew Walters' house, expecting to find the murdered half-wit's body also gone. But it was still locked in the closet. Captain Friday bent over the body when suddenly Dr. Croft yelled a warning. And then there was the crash of wood on skull and a deep void of blackness.
Dr. Croft, what's happened? It's so blamed dark.
Oh, where am I? What's happened?
Dr. Croft, is that you?
Captain Friday?
Are you hurt? It's so dark I can't see a thing.
I was knocked out. What makes it so dark?
We're locked in some kind of a closet.
Locked in?
Are you badly hurt?
No, it's just my head. Oh, it feels like it's bursting.
Yeah, same here.
Captain, what happened to us?
Don't know any more than you do. I was bending over the body of the Hartley boy. Last I remember was you yelling, "Look behind you, Captain." What did you see, Doctor?
That's right. Now I remember. I saw something creeping up behind us. I just caught a glimpse out of the corner of my eye when something hit me. And I tried to warn you.
Looks like we were hit over the head and shoved into the same closet we had the half-wit's body locked in.
Yeah, about the same size. Are you sure we're locked in?
Haven't tried the door, but if anybody would take the trouble to dump us in, they'd certainly lock the door.
I suppose so. Oh, feeling the way I do, I don't seem to care much.
Well, feeling the way I do, I care a lot. I think I can stand. Yeah, Yeah, I can stand, but that's about all. Ooh, wobbly. We're locked in all right.
Well, we don't seem to have hung on to the bodies of either Doc Sims or the half-wit in spite of our precaution.
It's a funny business, Doctor. You'd think anybody with a brain could corral and hang on to 2 or 3 corpses. Think you can stand up, Doctor?
Perhaps, if there's any necessity.
There's plenty of necessity. Come on. We're going to get out of here.
We are?
Sure. You don't want to grow old in here, do you?
No, but I don't.
All right, come on, then. We're going to smash in the door.
How? There's scarcely room to move.
Well, we can brace our feet against the back wall and push.
You think it can be done?
Oh, why not? It's a pine door. If we can't break the lock, we can break through a panel.
Let's try it by all means.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me take a crack at it with my shoulder first. Yeah, sure, she'll give. Felt her bulge. Now, Doctor, you put your shoulder against it here. Brace your feet against the wall. And push with all you've got in you. I'm going to lay into it with my shoulder.
You know where I'm going to light when it does give, don't you?
Yeah, that's all right. You've got good padding there. Ready?
All ready.
Now.
I thought it'd give, Captain.
We'll get it.
Yeah. It's giving, Captain. It's giving.
Now, once more. Yeah. Look out, Doctor.
Oh! Head over heels. What did I tell you?
Yeah. I'd like to have had a picture of you. Yeah, just the same, we're free, and that's most important.
Well, maybe...
The boy's body's gone, all right. Everything in the room's just as we left it.
Yes?
Well, I'm a son of a gun.
Now what?
Look at the clock. We've been laid out in that closet 2 hours.
Joe, we must have been given some potent knockout drops.
2 hours? Those kids we left at my cottage will be scared silly. Come on, let's get over to them double quick.
I hope they haven't been foolish enough to go looking for us.
Cut across the lot here. Now, we told them we'd be back for lunch. They'll know something went haywire.
We warned them explicitly, though, not to leave the cottage. My eye, Captain, you've got me doing a dog trot in the way I feel.
Yeah, well, I'm worried. Hey, look, there's a light in the front room of the cottage.
Oh, good. Well, that means someone's there. Anyway, that Andres Ruiz boy seems to have a pretty level head on him.
Yeah, so is Gail Stanley. You can't tell what her brother Martin might panic him into doing. Hey, look, the door's standing wide open.
Joe, what's that I smell?
Come on, Doctor. Something's wrong. Andres, Carmel, where is everybody? Something's burning in the kitchen.
Yes, definitely from the kitchen.
Hey, Dr. Croft, come out here in the kitchen.
Yeah. Phew. What's all this smoke?
Hey, look. They went away and left things cooking on the fire. Everything's burned to the pans.
You turned off the gas?
Yeah. Another half hour and the whole house would have been on fire. And with 3 supposedly dead men prowling around, I don't like it.
Great heavens, Captain. You're not suggesting the corpse of one of our 3 dead men has harmed them?
I don't know what to think, but I know one thing. If they went out of their own accord, they'd have slipped on their coats. Come on, let's have a look.
You're quite right. That should give us a clue.
We'll give their baggage the once-over. Hey, Doctor, look in the bathroom. My medicine case.
Someone must have been hurt.
Gauze, cotton, bandages scattered about. Someone rushed in here and grabbed things in a hurry. Doctor, where did you have your medical bag?
By the bed in my room. Why?
Go and see if it's still there.
I don't see what you're getting at, but I'll soon tell you.
Might as well have a look for their coats. I don't get it. Even if they were worried, they wouldn't go searching for us with medicine and bandages. They wouldn't do that unless... Hey, I wonder.
Captain, where are you?
In the bedroom, Doctor.
I say, Captain, you're right. My medical bag gone with the rest.
Is, huh? Well, the girls' coats are gone, too.
What does it mean?
I'd say it means that they left of their own accord.
But my medicine case and the emergency supplies from your cabinet.
It doesn't add up.
Do you suppose someone of the 4 was hurt? They may have rushed him to a doctor.
The nearest doctor's in Sausalito. Besides, they know you're a medical man. They'd have come hunting us.
Yeah, that's quite likely.
Besides, they wouldn't take your medical case along.
True.
Looks to me like they had some inkling of some accident and rushed out to give first aid.
That's it, of course. But see here. They wouldn't have dashed off like they did, all 4, I mean. One of the boys might have gone, but Everything here indicates that they were terribly upset.
Exactly how they'd act, Doctor,
If what?
if the accident had occurred to one or both of us.
Shove, yes.
Well, that doesn't make sense either. They couldn't have known we were hit over the head and locked in a closet. Anyway, we didn't need bandages.
It doesn't hold together.
See here, Doctor. We've got to get looking for those kids.
Yes, of course, but
before we can start looking, we've got to figure this thing out as nearly as we can. We've got to work on some sort of a theory.
I haven't the faintest idea of one, though.
I have. Supposing someone came to the house and said we were badly hurt.
Oh, see here, but...
Just suppose it, Doctor. And supposing they told them we were about to pass out and to grab medical supplies and follow him to a certain place.
Jove. But with what object?
Why, to lure him away from the cottage.
Captain, I believe you've hit it.
Now, this is only a theory.
Oh, it's good enough for me. Where do you think we should begin looking?
This business is centering around Doc Sims and Andrew Walters' houses. They're both empty. Only ones in the village not lived in.
But we just came from Walter's house.
Yeah, I know. Come on. We'll go to Sims' place first. Are you armed, Doctor?
No.
Well, here, take this gun. It's small but effective.
But you?
Oh, I've got my regular. Come on, Doctor. We haven't had any opportunity to shoot so far, but if my theory's any good, it won't be long.
I've never shot a man, Captain.
Yeah? It's not so different from sticking a knife in him. Being a surgeon, you've had plenty of that sort of experience.
Oh, look here. That's a bit offensive.
Confound this fog. It's getting worse and worse. Gonna last all day. You know, Doctor, another reason why Doc Sims' place is a good spot to start the hunt is that the kids knew we were going over there. They'd go there without giving it a second thought.
Shall we take the path through the vacant lot?
Yeah. How's your head now?
So much excitement, I've forgotten all about it.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be pretty skinny pickings for the coroner's jury tomorrow. We only got one of our 3 corpses to put on exhibition.
Going to be rather an unhappy affair, I'm afraid.
Yeah, bad. For the village in its temper, no telling what'll happen.
No more mob scenes, I hope.
Not while I'm constable. Say, what's the meaning of that light in the morgue?
Light?
Yeah. You just see it through the fog. Hey, we might find some answers in the morgue.
Don't suppose one of us left the light on, do you?
No, I don't. Come on, I'm going to have a look.
But see here, what about those 4? They may be in bad trouble.
Sure, this may be a clue to it.
I don't follow you, Captain.
You're not used to following hunches, Doctor. That's my meat. Better have your gun handy.
Is the door locked?
Yeah. Come on in, Doctor. The light's on in the back where the slab is. That door's closed.
Jove, Captain, it's dark in here. Fairly chills the blood.
Now then, I'm going to open the door. Ready?
Well, perhaps it's a trap.
We've got the advantage. We'll be in the dark here. Crouch down lower.
Righto.
Careful now. There.
There's no one in there.
It doesn't look like it. Come on, let's have a look around. Keep that gun handy, Doctor.
Captain Friday. Where's the body of Andrew Walters?
What's that? Andy Walters' body gone again? This is a great little morgue. Can't get a corpse to stay in it. It isn't decent.
Not a single corpse to exhibit at our inquest tomorrow.
Telling you, the minute I lay my hands on that collection of corpses again, I'm going to stick them down in that refrigeration room and freeze them up so solid that... Say, Doctor, we haven't looked down there yet.
Haven't looked where?
Down in the basement, the refrigeration room for dead bodies. There's more than one way to commit murder.
There's a refrigeration room in the basement of the miniature morgue in the village of Holmen. It's the one place Captain Friday has not thought to look for the missing young people. After all, there are less than 30 houses in the whole village, and that allows little room for making 4 grown people vanish as completely as have Carmel, Andres, and Martin and Gale. But the basement of the morgue could also be a booby trap.
That's the door leading downstairs, Doctor.
Ah, are you going down, Captain?
Sure. Come on. Be on your guard.
There's a light down there, I suppose.
Yeah. Switch at the head of the stairs lights the stairway. Another switch at the foot lights the anteroom leading to the refrigeration room. Why?
I'm just wondering if we could be trapped in the dark.
No, not a chance. Be careful, though. Stand away from the door.
Yes?
Well, here goes. Holy mackerel, somebody took a shot. Listen.
Someone falling downstairs.
Yeah. 1 inch lower and I'd have had my head blown off.
Well, they don't shoot again.
Looks like he took 1 shot and beat it. Fell downstairs trying to make a quick getaway.
How can you stand there so calm, Captain? That was a pretty close call.
Never mind about that. I'm going down after that guy.
Captain, you're not.
I'll say I am. You stay right here.
Nothing of the kind. You'll need help.
It's my funeral.
No funeral if I can help it.
Attaboy, Doctor. Now, come on. We'll go down the stairs with the lights out.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
Don't follow me too close. We don't want to collide and give ourselves away.
I'll watch.
Come on. Hello. What's this? A would-be murderer dropped his gun.
You found his gun?
Yeah. Fella got away so fast he left it behind. Well, so much the worse for him. Let's go on. Coming?
Yes.
You're plenty quiet. You should have been a burglar. Here we come to the bottom of the stairs.
Haven't heard a sound, have you?
We'll have to feel our way in the dark. Okay. Come on.
Is there another exit from the basement?
No. Oh, up the... Doctor.
Yes?
Just bumped into one of our corpses. I can tell by the feel.
Captain, are you certain?
Sure. It's all in a heap. Yeah, this must be the chap that fired at me. That'd explain the gun.
Who is it?
Just a second. It's the half-wit Hartley boy.
What are you going to do with him?
Leave him here for the moment and go on.
But, Captain,
You stay here and watch beside him.
If you wish.
Looks like we'd found their hangout, all right.
Whose hangout?
Hangout of these dead bodies. Looks like this is where our corpses have been hiding out.
You talk as though you thought we were fighting the dead.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Looks like this chap was set to guard the head of the stairs. Imagine the others will be around close by. I'm going on ahead and turn on the light.
Captain, you don't know what you're walking into.
I can shoot as fast and as straight as the next guy. You stay here and wait for me. There's the light. Dr. Croft, come here quick.
What do you see?
Come here and take a look.
What is it now? Oh, my eye, what an exhibition.
Can you imagine it? Look at Andrew Walters stretched out there on the floor on his stomach.
What's that, a rifle in his hand?
Yeah, 30-30, pointed right at the foot of the stairs.
But he's dead. You can tell by the way he holds the weapon.
Yes. He's dead or he'd have taken a pop at us. Look at old Doc Sims slumped down over there against the door to the refrigeration room. Talk about the army of the dead on guard. Ugh, give you the shivers.
There never was anything like it in the world, Captain. It's just as though they had set themselves to die fighting to protect that room and then...
Protect that room? Doctor, you don't suppose they've got those 4 kids in that refrigeration room?
Those 4 children, frozen.
Get that body out of the way. Door's locked. We've got to get in there.
Do you suppose Doc Sims has a key on him?
Yeah, maybe. Here, let's see.
Hurry, Captain, hurry.
The first time I ever rolled a dead man.
Find anything?
Nothing here. Hey, maybe it's on the key ring I took from him yesterday.
Good. Hurry. Hurry.
It seems like a million keys on this thing.
Can I help you?
No, stand out of the way. Here. This looks like it fit. No, doesn't fit.
Here, try
that.
No,
that's too big. Here it is. Here. Ooh, holy mackerel, it's freezing in here.
Captain Friday. Captain, please.
Andres, is that you? Captain, is there a light?
Yeah, on the outside of the door. Here.
In heaven's name, Captain, look at them. Frozen to death.
Please help us.
Grab him, Doctor. Drag him out. Gotta get him out quick.
Gail Stanley's still conscious, I think. Here, child. Don't move. I'll carry you. There.
I've got Andres.
Save Carmel. Please, I am all right. Save my little cousin.
Yeah, we'll get her. Come on. Get young Stanley, Doctor.
I'm after him now.
That poor little tyke. Carmel's hardly breathing.
We've got to get them into bed immediately or we'll lose them all.
What a way to die. Somebody's going to pay for this.
See here. There's one of these ambulance tables.
A what?
A double-deck table on wheels. I saw one on the main floor. We've got to get these 4 upstairs and onto it. We can wheel them all over to the cottage at once, then.
Let's go.
Take off your coat, wrap Carmel up the best you can, then carry her upstairs.
Yes, I've got her.
Please, you do not need to carry me.
You'd better wait, Andres. I'll be right back to give you a hand.
If I could stand and walk about to get my circulation to go again.
You stand where you are, Andres. As soon as I get Miss Stanley upstairs, we'll attend to you boys.
I left Carmel on the table, Doctor.
Is there room for Miss Stanley on top alongside her?
Yeah, I think so. Here, Andres, let me give you a hand.
Please, no. You take Stanley first. He is worse off.
All right, fella. Hang on. I'll be right with you.
It is bad way to die. This freeze.
Golly, there's a lot of meat on this guy, Stanley. I guess he'll have to ride upstairs on my shoulder.
Please, is Carmel going to be all right?
Don't you worry about her, Andres.
Oh, you've got Stanley, eh? Can I give you a hand?
No, I'm all right, Doctor.
Then I'll take Andres. Poor chap, he's suffering brutally.
Please, you do not need to carry me. You just help me walk.
As a matter of fact, it will be better for you if you can help yourself a bit. Help to stimulate the bloodstream. Now, right up those stairs.
Si, senor. Please, I am sorry.
Oh, now, Andres. Take it easy, lad.
This most horrible thing. Who would do this?
Then don't think about it. Save your breath to get up these stairs.
I cannot forget how Carmel, she cries so hard that she thinks we are going to die.
There now. Can you make this step?
She is so young. To think of dying?
Here, Doctor. Let me give you a hand. Yep. Here we are. Now then, hold yourself as stiff as you can, Andres. We'll shove you in beside Stanley.
See, I understand.
There. And now then for the buggy ride.
Thank heavens we have an easy approach to the road.
Yeah, no curbings between here and the cottage. Wheels like a baby carriage.
Do you want to lock the place up, Captain?
Yeah. Oh, well, look here, Doctor. Can you get along without me for a few minutes?
What? Why, I suppose so.
Well, you go ahead. I'll run and catch up with you.
My word. What now?
Please, if my cousin, she is in danger, you will hurry?
I don't dare to go too fast. Too many ruts here. It'd be too bad if we tipped you over. Only a moment more now. And we'll be at the cottage.
Oh, this is mercy.
Okay, Doctor. I'm with you again.
Here you are.
Couldn't see in the fog until I got right on top of you.
All right. Here we are. Get them in the house as fast as you can.
Yeah, you bet.
Great heavens, Captain. My medical case. I've got to have stimulants.
Don't worry, I got it. Found it when I went back.
Oh, what a fright. Here, get the unconscious ones in first. Then I can be working on them.
Yeah. You take Carmel, I'll bring young Stanley.
Yes, I can take her and still open the door.
Think Stanley's going to come too, Doctor?
Put him there on the floor before the fire where it's warm. Carmel's the hardest hit. I'll attend to her first.
Yeah, go ahead, Doctor. I'll bring in the others.
Stimulant to keep her heart action strong. Yes, this will do the work.
Where do you want Miss Stanley, Doctor?
Oh, put her beside her brother. And when you've got Andres in, gather blankets and roll them up. Better build up a big fire.
Yeah, okay. There's some party. Biggest attempted massacre I've ever been on.
I'm afraid Carmel's going to have to take an awful beating before she comes around. There now. I better have a look at young Stanley.
Lean on me more, guy. Lean on me.
But find a bed.
Oh, come on. Don't be so independent. Here. You float down here beside the others.
I have never been so cold.
How about Carmel, Doctor?
Come here, Captain.
Yeah? What is it, Doctor?
She's very low. I've given her an injection, but I don't know.
Hey, you're not giving up hope.
Shh. Please, what is it?
Now you've done it.
Doctor, do not tell me she...
No, Andres. Carmel's going to be all right. You see, this is no time for sentiment. We've got to slap and massage her rather sharply now to get the blood flowing.
I understand.
Her whole body, Andres. You understand, Andres. We've got to get the blood to flowing.
You mean whip her?
Exactly. Whip and massage warmth back into her body.
Here's a bunch of blankets, Doctor. Hey, look. Stanley's coming around.
Here. Give them each a drink of this.
Okay.
I'm having a juice of a time getting Carmel out of these frozen clothes, though. There. Now then, I can work.
Oh, in heaven's name, Doctor, not so hard.
Oh, keep Andres quiet, Captain.
Yeah, what's the matter, fella? It's for her own good.
My poor little cousin.
I say, Captain, why did you go back into the morgue? Why did you stay behind?
I dragged our 3 corpses into the refrigeration room and locked the door on them.
But, Captain, what if they're still alive? You can't freeze them like butcher's meat.
What did Andres mean? Does he really believe there is life in those 3 dead bodies Captain Friday locked in the freezing chamber in the basement of the morgue? It goes against all the rules of physiology. But Captain Friday may yet be sorry for his actions against those 3. Listen next week to Chapter 8 of Dead Men Prowl, which is entitled The Prowler with the Rope Around His Neck. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
Probably no village of 30 houses in the world, besides Holmen on the Marin County coast of California, had the morbid luxury of its own morgue. Certainly not with a morgue so modernly equipped, with slabs and ice niches and refrigeration rooms. You will remember that earlier this afternoon, Captain Friday and Dr. Croft were knocked unconscious and locked in a closet in Andrew Walter's home. When they broke out, they found that Carmel and Andres Ruiz and Gale and Martin Stanley had disappeared from Captain Friday's cottage. But here is Captain Friday himself.
We began the search and finally discovered the 4 locked in the refrigeration room in the basement of the morgue. We found them all right. We also found something we hadn't bargained for. Standing guard in the anteroom before the door were the bodies of the 3 prowling dead. Doc Sims, Andrew Walters, and Rich Hartley's murdered half-wit boy. While Dr. Croft rushed the half-frozen young people back to the cottage on a morgue hand wagon, I dumped the 3 corpses into the icy refrigeration room and locked them in. There would be no more prowling dead if I could prevent it.
For half the night, the doctor and Captain Friday worked over the 4 young people with stimulants. And in the case of Carmel Ruiz, with even harsher methods, for she of the 4 was almost past saving. But toward midnight, the danger seemed past. Leaving the 4 in the doctor's care then, Captain Friday disappeared for 2 hours. And when he returned, he was full of unsuppressible excitement.
Doctor! Dr. Croft, where are you? Doctor... Oh, hello. Sound asleep before the fire.
What? What is it, Captain?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. If I'd known you were asleep, I wouldn't have stormed in like this.
Asleep? I want to be sorry. I had no business dozing.
Oh, see here, Doctor. You're dead on your feet.
A little tired. But I must say, you're standing up under the strain as though you hadn't missed an hour's sleep.
Well, I'm used to it. I can live on nothing but excitement for a week if necessary.
Well, the sleep I had has revived me.
Better go on back to sleep.
With you bursting with news?
Yeah? How'd you know that?
A glitter in your eyes. Come, out with it.
Glitter, huh? Yeah, I got one thing cleared up anyway.
You have? Anything of importance?
Well, I think so. I know who killed the half-wit Hartley boy.
Really, Captain?
Haven't any idea yourself. Huh?
Oh, I say, now don't keep me waiting like this.
Well, I'll tell you. It was Andres Ruiz.
Andres Ruiz?
Captain Friday, I think you are my friend.
Hey, where did you pop from?
I hear you say I do this murder.
Andres, I thought you were asleep.
No, I'm not asleep.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you say I killed this half-wit boy, you lie.
Lie, huh?
You cast disgrace on my name.
Hey, Andres, don't shake your fist like that.
Well, then you say it is not true.
Come on and sit down. I want to talk to you.
No, I will not sit with anybody who say I am a murderer.
Sit down.
You say these things...
Sit down. Better sit down, don't you think, Andres?
Doctor, you do not think I have killed anyone?
You better sit down and hear what Captain Friday has to say.
Well, very well. But I tell you...
Now then, Andres, I've been out poking around the beach. I found this not very far from where we first met you and Carmel last night.
The cloak. The cloak which the skeleton wear.
Uh-huh. I thought you'd recognize it.
You find this on the beach?
Uh-huh. And a little further on, I found this.
By George, Captain, you seem to have had a very profitable evening.
This is the hat we see him wear. There is no doubt.
Yeah, there's no doubt, all right.
And did you find the skeleton?
Sure.
You did?
Andres, I found tracks and blood on the sand.
Blood, eh?
Yeah. And even you, Andres, would hardly expect to get blood out of a skeleton. Now, would you?
But no. What is this you are saying?
If you shot at a skeleton and... You admit you did shoot at the skeleton, don't you?
Yes.
If you shot at the skeleton and drew blood, you'd be willing to admit that there was something mighty queer, wouldn't you?
Please, senor, what is it you wish to say?
We'll get at that in a moment. I followed the footprints for a bit, and then pretty soon the footprints got wobbly, and they stopped altogether. After that, there was only a sort of blurred trail, so somebody was dragging himself along on his hands and knees. Plenty of blood, though.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, it is not possible.
Now, just a minute, Andres. Where do you think the trail led?
To the morgue?
Right, to the back entrance. The door was unlocked. There were bloodstains on the steps and a smear here and there on the floor.
Oh, this is the most terrible thing ever happened to me.
I even found stains on the edge of the slab where his soaked shirt had rubbed as he pulled himself up onto the barmel piece.
Oh, see here, Captain, that's a bit far-fetched. Supposing Andres here did mistake the Hartley boy for a skeleton and shoot him. You can't expect us to believe that the fellow raced to the morgue and climbed up on the slab to die.
Everything indicates that he went there by himself.
But if it was the half-wit boy, well, what make him look like skeleton?
I found out that, too. That was done with phosphorescent paint.
See here, Captain, you're making this village moron a most unusual character.
No, Doctor, not when you get to the bottom of the thing. As soon as I got all this material together, I beat it over to his father's house and routed him out.
Will he send me to jail?
We'll talk about that later, Andres. I told Rich Hartley the whole story, and he saw right away what had happened to his son. To amuse the boy last Halloween, he'd given him several rubber masks and a can of phosphorescent paint and showed him how to fix himself up like a skeleton.
Oh-ho. And the poor lad was simply carrying his Halloween celebration over several months.
Uh-huh. I was just out for a little fun, and Andres here, not understanding, took a shot at him.
Oh, never as long as I live will I shoot another gun.
As for him going to the morgue when he was shot, his father explained that in spite of everything that Doc Sims had ever been able to do, the boy had insisted on making the place his playhouse.
Jove. And you think in his death agonies, he crawled to his beloved playhouse to die.
That's right.
But still, Captain, that doesn't explain how his body came to join in the antics of the prowling dead.
No, but it takes an awful burden off my mind. Now we can concentrate on Doc Sims and Andrew Walters. There's where the sinister business is concerned.
But what is to become of me? Please, senors, if I have killed a boy...
See here, Andres. Rich Hartley's a decent sort of fellow. Well, old moss back, but a just man all the same. I'd advise you go over and have a heart-to-heart talk with him tomorrow.
Oh, please, senor, if this will do any good...
Better still, he'll probably be at the inquest. Won't take you long.
Oh, I will do anything.
I think if we can convince him that the shooting was a mistake, that it was accidental, and that the whole thing is as horrible to you...
Yes, see. Oh, I will make him understand.
I don't think you'll have any trouble with him, Andres.
Oh, never in my life have I killed a man before.
No, Andres, you mustn't brood like this. Get the thing out of your mind and go back to bed.
Bed? Oh, no, I will never sleep again. Always I will see the face of this poor little half-wit boy. Oh, please, you will not mind if I go outside? My head hurt like it has never hurt before.
All right, go along out and get some fresh air then.
You think he's recovered enough from the chill he got, Doctor?
Oh, quite. But Andres, wrap up a bit.
Oh, yes, I will. Oh, never have I known anything like this before.
Poor chap. He's utterly distracted.
How's his cousin Carmel, Doctor? Is she going to be all right?
Oh, right as rain. Not only that, Miss Stanley and her brother will be as fit as ever by morning. Marvelous, the recuperative forces in youth.
Yeah, that's a load off my mind. You know what, Doctor?
What's that?
I'm all for taking a cat nap. I'm getting fuzzy from lack of sleep.
I think that's a good idea, Captain.
So far as I know, there were never more than 2 keys to the refrigeration room over at the morgue. And I've got both of them.
Only 2?
Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much supernatural power those 3 dead bodies have. I'll bet they can't break out of that ice room.
No, I imagine not.
Uh-huh. And with them safe on ice, I figure we owe ourselves a couple of hours' rest.
Well, you run along. I have a notion to toast myself before the fire. The chair's comfortable. If I get drowsy again, I'll just drop off.
Do you more good to go to bed?
I fancy not. I'd rather be fully dressed if anything should come up.
Uh-huh. Anticipating anything?
Nothing especially, except,
Well?
Captain, what do you think is the real reason Andres felt the need of cold night air when we only saved him from freezing less than 7 hours ago?
Oh, I see. Think you're flushing out a clue, huh, Doctor?
Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, I think I'll sit here.
Okay. Good night. Oh, and Doctor...
Yes, Captain?
If there's anything unusual, call out.
Yes, I will.
Who is it?
Captain Friday. What are you 2 girls doing awake?
Oh, please, Captain Friday, come in here.
Say, what are you 2 girls doing sitting up in bed jabbering like magpies? You're supposed to be asleep.
Captain, there's somebody prowling around outside our window.
Uh-oh. You sure?
Yes, there really is, Captain Friday.
We were afraid to get up to call anybody.
Prowling outside, huh? Nobody could get in. Window in here's too small. Besides, it's way up high.
Oh, I know, but, well, nothing seems to make any difference to these dead creatures.
You wait here a minute. I'll go take a peek out of the window in my room.
Please be careful.
I'll be all right.
Gail, he's going to do just what you did when that awful thing pulled you out of the window.
Oh, Captain, please wait.
No, nothing in sight. Uh-oh. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going out the window.
Gail, you seen something?
Well, don't be a silly, Carmel. Captain Friday can take care of himself.
I wouldn't feel so frightened if
If what, Carmel?
If I could only forget about that awful cold room in the morgue. I can't seem to get that terrible cold feeling out of me.
Well, you mustn't think about it. Just be glad that... Why, Martin, are you awake, too?
I thought I heard voices. Oh, I'm glad you girls are all right.
Well, Martin, what is that? You're as white as a ghost.
I was having a horrible nightmare. Finally woke me up. Carmel, are you all right?
I think so. Yes, of course.
What's the door doing open between your room and Captain Friday's?
Well, the captain just went out the window.
Out the window? You mean that...
Somebody's been prowling outside the window again.
Was it another dead body? Did you see who it was?
No, we just heard footsteps. There's someone at the captain's window now. Listen.
Come on, fella. It's all right. I brought the Prowler along with me.
For 20 years, not a single death has marred the tranquil life of the little village of Holmen. Suddenly, 3 deaths occurred in one night. Doc Sims died a natural death on the beach. Andrew Waters, the other rich man of Holmen, hanged himself in his home. Rich Hartley's half-wit son was accidentally shot through the heart by Andres Ruiz. These 3 dead men have been prowling the village streets until Captain Friday locked the bodies in Holmen's tiny morgue. But even with these precautions, a prowler has just been captured outside the captain's summer cottage.
It's okay, folks. I brought the Prowler along with me.
Brought the Prowler?
Yeah. Oh. Hello there, Stanley. You joined the pajama party, too, huh? Well, here's your Prowler.
Andres.
Oh, please, Carmel. Please, everybody. I did not mean to frighten anyone. I could not sleep, and I wished to do something, and so I walk up and down the beach. So I would know everything would be all right with you, Miss Stanley, and Carmel.
Oh, that's it. Well, you did give us an awfully bad half hour, Andres.
Oh, I am too sorry.
Mighty decent thought, just the same, Andres.
What do you say, Stanley?
You just said I thought it was mighty decent of you. Why?
Oh. Nothing. Nothing.
See here now. Aren't any of you going back to sleep?
Well, I'm not the least bit sleepy.
Oh, no. I want to stay awake.
Well, as long as you're all staying awake, I'm going to round up Dr. Croft, and then I want to get the straight of this morgue business. How you got yourself locked in the refrigeration room with the doctor's medical kit.
That won't take long.
You girls stay in bed and keep warm. You 2 fellas make yourself comfortable. I'll get Dr. Croft.
Martin, are you sure you're all right? You look awfully sick.
No, honest, Gail, don't worry about me. I'm all right, please.
Carmel, please. You will keep warm.
I'm all right now, Andres. Really, I am.
Oh, when I think how you suffer in that horrible place, I turn to water in my heart. I cannot bear it.
Oh, Andres. I'd give anything in the world if I had a brother like you.
Brother? Brother? You wish me for a brother?
Why, Andres, you look so hurt. I thought you'd like to know how much I like you.
Huh? Oh, but of course, Carmel Mia. It is beautiful compliment you give me.
The doctor's fallen asleep, all worn out. I'm not going to bother him. We'll get along without him.
Of course, the poor man.
I'd like to have had him here to see if all you folks are okay.
If anybody gets tired, we can stop, eh?
Yeah. Hey, mind if I perch on the foot of your bed, Miss Stanley?
Of course not.
No, thanks. Okay, now, I want the whole dope from the minute Dr. Croft and I left you 4 here in the cottage yesterday afternoon till we pulled you out of the ice room at the morgue.
Well, we were staying...
No,
Yes,
wait a minute. Not all at once. Miss Stanley, suppose you begin.
All right. After you left, Carmel and I began getting lunch, just as you told us. Everything went all right. Well, that is, we straightened everything out.
Now, wait a minute. What do you mean, straightened everything out?
Please, senor. Stanley and I have quarreled.
Quarreled, huh?
Yeah, and it was my fault. I'm sorry, Andres. Really, I am.
Huh. Stanley, that trip to the morgue ice box seems to have done you some good.
I don't know. Perhaps.
All right, Miss Stanley. What then?
Well, we got everything on the stove cooking nicely, when suddenly someone ran up on the porch and pounded on the door and began to yell.
It was awful.
You'd have thought he was crazy the way he went on.
Well, he yelled for us not to stop for anything, that you, Captain, and Dr. Croft had been dreadfully hurt, and that we were to get bandages and medicine and rush over to the morgue. He said you were in the basement.
Who was this fellow?
We don't know.
Did you get a look at him?
No, he shouted through the door.
We were petrified.
Well, as soon as I come to my senses, I rushed to the door. But he is gone.
Oh, that's a crazy business.
All we could think about was you 2 being hurt.
We forgot all about the lunch we were cooking.
Oh, we did not waste 1 minute. We grabbed everything we could find in the bathroom. Bandage, medicine, everything.
Well, I happened to think of Dr. Croft's medicine case, so I got that too.
It was so foggy outside we lost our way and went past the morgue. We had to come back.
Yeah, we were so excited we didn't know what we were doing.
Tell me, was the front door of the morgue open?
Yes, and the whole place was lighted, too.
We never think it might be a trap.
Why should we? They said you were badly hurt, and so we went
So you went down into the basement, and then what?
Well, we all rushed into a big room.
Oh, it was so cold.
Was the door open and the light on in the refrigeration room?
See, yes. But, of course, we didn't know it was refrigeration room when we went in.
We all dashed in, the doors slammed shut behind us, and there we were.
And then the lights went out.
All of a sudden, I realized what had happened.
Knew you'd walked into a trap, huh?
Yes. I never had such a feeling in my life. My whole body was filled with such a revulsion. I was so nauseated, I I couldn't stand.
I don't think we'd better go into the rest of it.
But please, senor, where were you and the doctor all this time?
You say the fellow came to the door about a half hour after we left the cottage?
Well, it couldn't have been longer than that.
Well, along about that time, well, maybe a few minutes before, the doctor and I were getting our heads bashed in.
You mean you were attacked too?
Yeah, over in Andrew Walter's house.
Oh, this is too much.
Somebody slugged me and then locked us in a closet where we'd put the Hartley boy's body.
But didn't you see who it was?
No, not a chance. They got us from behind.
Well, how'd you get out of the closet?
Smashed in the door.
Look here, Captain. Could the same person have done both jobs?
You'd have been busier than a bird dog if you did. Yeah, this is going to take some figuring. Let's see now. None of you went outside the cottage until this voice called to you.
I'll say not. We stuck to each other like burrs.
Please. I know. You were thinking about me.
About you?
Well, you think that because... please, must you tell about what I have done?
Oh, I got you. You mean our little conversation about the half-wit?
Oh, please, if it is not necessary...
Don't you worry, Andres. That's in the bag for the time being.
Oh, for this I thank you, senor.
Captain! Captain Friday!
Listen, that's Dr. Croft.
Captain! Quick! Something's gone wrong.
What's the matter?
Well, I was awakened by a woman screaming. I had dropped off to sleep.
Woman screaming? Where? I didn't hear anything.
I heard it twice. It was an agonized cry, one right on top of the other.
Strange. Where did it come from?
In the distance. You don't suppose that
Suppose what?
Why, it occurred to me that our dead friends may have escaped from the morgue and are prowling in some of the neighbors' homes.
Yes, that's a possibility. Come on, Doctor, we'll check on it.
Oh, please. Please, you're not going to leave us alone again?
See here, Captain, this is pretty serious. These young people shouldn't have been awakened this way after the harrowing experiences they've been through.
Well, the captain didn't awaken us, Doctor. We were awake. I'm perfectly all right.
No, Carmel isn't. Look at her bright eyes and her flushed cheeks.
Oh, really, I am. Please don't leave us. Oh, Doctor, don't go away.
See here, Doctor. Maybe you'd better stay here. Stanley, will you stay here with Dr. Croft?
Well, anything you say, Captain.
Come out here a minute first, Stanley. I want to talk to you.
Oh, I know. I've been making a horse's neck of my...
Now then, Carmel, you lie down.
I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to be left alone.
Now then, no one's going to leave you alone. I'm going to stay right here with you, and so is Martin Stanley and his sister.
Of course, Carmel. We won't leave you.
All right, Stanley. Mind what I tell you. Andres, are you ready? You're coming with me.
Please, if anything should happen to Carmel...
Nothing's going to happen. Now put on your hat and step on it.
Carmel, you will do what the good doctors say. Everything will be all right.
Andres, let's go away from here.
Oh, please, you get well and we will go away.
Let her alone, Andres. You're simply upsetting her.
I will kiss you on the forehead. See? I am your big brother. I will be back.
All right, Andres, let's get out of here. We've wasted too much time already. We'll cut across the lawn to the sidewalk.
Oh, the doctor was angry because we upset Carmel.
I suppose we did go too far. I had to get that information, though. Maybe I should have called him after all.
Please, where are we going?
I don't know. The doctor said he heard a woman scream. If somebody in the village has been yelling, there'll be a crowd around.
Oh, if it was not for this thick fog.
Yeah, it's beastly. Here's the sidewalk. We'll have to patrol up one side of the street and down the other. Nothing will get by us that way.
It is good there is only one street.
Yeah, a short one at that. If you see anything, Andres, that's out of the ordinary, sing out.
Please, if I may ask it, have you no idea who is caused all this?
Idea, huh? I've been collecting a lot of ideas lately, Andres. A lot of them.
Well, then you perhaps know who is do this thing, eh?
You'd be surprised what I know, Andres.
Well, then why you do not arrest somebody, if you know?
Listen, fella. All I'm waiting for now is a break. Things are piling up, and when the right time comes... But see here, Andres. Keep mum.
Oh, with all my heart, I will not say a thing. But please, if I can give any little help, What is that?
It's the morgue. Come on, it's the morgue.
Please, I am losing you in this dark.
Come on, Andres. They're blowing up the morgue.
Oh, this is awful.
Here I am, Andres. Look out you don't trip and break your neck on that rotten sidewalk.
How can I watch out when I cannot see one little thing?
Here, watch yourself. Here, over this way through the lot. Imagine that, blowing up the morgue.
Maybe these bodies which have given us so much trouble are no
blown
more.
up, huh? I hope they are.
Oh, it is terrible thought.
Yeah, I don't see why. They better run for their money.
Only madmen would run around in fog like this.
Yeah, I've got to take a chance on breaking your neck once in a while in this game.
I do not think I wish to be detective.
Here we are. Look there. Door's busted open. what a blast. Wonder if the lights will turn on.
Are you not afraid of what you will find?
There won't be anybody inside. If there is, he got blown up plenty with that blast.
Well, where is the lights?
Here along the wall somewhere. Yeah, here they are. Yeah, that's a break. Wonder it didn't tear out the wiring.
But I do not see any explosion.
I have an idea where to look. Come on down into the basement.
You mean this refrigeration room?
Yeah, come on. Here. Wait till I find the stair lights. Yeah, there she is.
Look, there are the stairs.
I'm a son of a gun if it isn't our old friend, the Hartley boy.
Oh, he was come upstairs and he could not go any further. Look how he is fall on his face.
Yeah, looks like a jailbreak, all right. Come on, let's go on down.
Oh, if I never see this place again, I will be just as happy.
Careful you don't step on him.
Oh, I would never do that.
Frozen stiff. Yep, here's Doc Sims.
Is he freeze, too?
Yep. Even freezing him won't keep him in their place. Old Watercorp Sims.
Oh, it is no joke for me, I can tell you.
Hey, look. Look there at the door of the refrigeration room.
Why, it is blown clear across the room.
Yeah, that's peculiar. That door was blown open from the inside.
But how is it possible? 3 dead men frozen in ice room. And they did not have any powder.
Yeah. Remember Doc Sims busted out of his ropes and bashed down the door of his study even after I tied him down?
You think they have some ghostly power?
Hey, look. There's Andrew Walters. He didn't get very far. Uh-oh, here's something.
Huh? What is it? I do not see anything.
Yeah, never mind. It doesn't amount to much.
Look, Captain, I have not noticed this before. This string under Doc Sims' hand.
A string, huh? What does it lead to?
Well, I do not know. I will find out. Perhaps it is nothing.
Look out, Andres! You've set off a bomb! Look out! The walls are falling in! Senor! Senor, they've been killed!
Captain Friday and Andres Ruiz trapped in the ruins of Doc Sims' morgue. Have these two walked into a trap set by the 3 prowling dead? A string in the hands of a dead man caused the explosion. Again evidence that the dead may rise and go about their morbid duties. Listen next week to the 9th episode of Dead Men Prowl, entitled The Prowler Dead Walk Again. Next week at this same hour. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
In the tiny coast village of Holmen, death stalked everywhere, with grinning lipless gums and outstretched claws. Dr. Jamie Croft had prevailed upon Captain Friday to permit him to spend a weekend at the captain's summer cottage in Holmen. They had no more than arrived on the scene when the heavy hand of death struck 3 times. 3 deaths in the little seaside resort where death had been unknown for 20 years. Doc Sims had been found on the beach dead, apparently of natural causes. His rival for control of the village, Andrew Walters, was found hanged in his home. The village half-wit, young Rich Hartley, was found with a bullet through his heart. Even in death, these 3 have apparently become the most active citizens in Holmen. They have been handcuffed, tied, and locked in the village morgue, but to no avail. Captain Friday has been appointed village constable by the people of Holmen.
Yes, I've been made constable, all right. But the 3 dead men still prowl the streets of the town. There's some angles to the case that just don't seem to add up. Carmel and Andres Ruiz, cousins, came here to visit their uncle, Andrew Walters. A few hours after they talked with him, he was found hanged. Gail and Martin Stanley came to Holmen to investigate the death of their uncle, Doc Sims. There's a funny thing about that. They were notified of his death before he died. About the only thing I've uncovered so far is that Andy Walters was masquerading under an assumed name. He and Doc Sims are, or were, brothers. The 2 rich men of Holmen were feuding. Now they're both dead. It wouldn't be so bad if I could keep track of their bodies. I've tried everything. A few hours ago, I locked all 3 in the refrigeration room of the morgue. It seems to me a frozen corpse should stay put, but even that didn't hold them.
Captain Friday had very definitely locked the 3 prowling dead in the refrigeration room of the morgue. Several hours later, Dr. Croft heard a woman screaming in the night. So, leaving the doctor and Martin Stanley with the 2 girls in his cottage, the captain set out with Andres to discover the trouble. Nothing was uncovered in the heavy black fog until suddenly there came a terrific explosion from the morgue. Quickly, the 2 men dashed to the death house to discover that the door to the refrigeration room had been burst or blown open from the inside. Furthermore, the bodies of the 3 prowling dead were found outside the refrigeration room in positions indicating that they had made an attempt to escape, but had become suddenly inactive. Andre suddenly came upon a cord under the dead hand of Doc Sims, which ran along the floor to a far wall. He picked it up and jerked. There was a deafening explosion, and the whole wall rose up and toppled in upon them.
Andres, where are you? Are you hurt?
Oh, Captain Friday.
What's the matter, fella?
We are not dead then, senor?
I'll say we're not. Came mighty near joining the prowling dead, though. Speaking of our dead, I guess they've done their last prowling. Buried underneath all that rock and cement. Look here, Andres, how are you feeling?
Well, now I have got that big stone off my leg, I am all right.
Nothing broken, huh?
Well, if there is, I do not feel it. But, senor, how will we get out of this place? We are in the cellar, and all the morgue has tumbled down on top of us.
Yeah, I know. Just the same, there's a lot of fresh air coming in down here. We'll just have to scramble around and see if we can't find a hole to crawl out of.
But are we not liable to bring more rock down on top of us?
I guess we'll have to take that chance.
Oh, I do not like this business.
We'll go slow and feel our way. If we're careful, perhaps we won't dislodge anything.
Well, I will follow close behind you, senor.
Here. Here's what I've been looking for. Right over my head. A hole big enough to get my body through. Come on, Andres. Give me a boost.
Well, is the edges solid?
Yeah, and part of the foundation. Ready? All right. Let me put my foot in your hand.
All right. Now then, I am ready.
Okay. Yeah. Up we go. That's good. That's good. I'm all set. Now then, I'll reach down and give you a hand.
Oh, please, I will pull you back down in this hole with me.
No, you won't. I can brace myself.
Well, very well, if you think so.
Now then, here's my hand.
Well, I cannot find it in the dark.
Swing your arms around.
Oh, there, I find it.
Okay, now. Now then, up you come.
Ooh.
Grab something, Andres. I'm slipping.
I have it.
There. Ready to go on?
See. Oh, this is most terrible. All the time I think we start new landslide down on us.
All right, come on now. But be careful.
Oh, I feel the fog. We must be very near out, eh?
Yeah. There's a broken wall alongside of us.
Is there a roof over us?
I can't reach the top of the wall to tell. Here, give me another boost up the side of the wall.
Very well.
Let me step in your hand. No. Now put your back against the wall.
Not like this?
Uh-huh. Now then, link your hands together. And don't boost me too fast, you'll throw me over backwards.
Well, I will try.
Okay, let's go.
Up you go.
Higher. No, higher. I got my fingers on the top.
It is high as I can lift.
Come on. Come on. I can help you a little.
If I have the strength.
Yeah, it's swell. I'm up. We'll get over this, and we'll be out of it, I think.
Oh, but how am I going to get over?
Well, that's easy. I'll let my legs down. You grab a hold and climb right up.
Oh, but I will pull you down.
No, you won't. Come on.
Well, if you wish.
Hurry up. Hurry up. I can't hold you all day.
I climb as fast as I can.
Grab hold of the top. Pull yourself up. You got it?
See. Oh. Oh, senor, I never do this before.
Okay. Now to get down the other side.
Nah. Well, if it is bad as going up, I think I will stay right here.
Come on. You hang yourself over the outside of the wall like I did. I'll slide down your legs to the ground. Then I'll help you down.
Well, if we only had a rope.
Well, we haven't, so come on. Ready?
These sharp edges of wall cut me.
Well, it'll only be for a minute. Here I go.
All right. Oh, Captain, look out, I'm slipping.
Hang on, Andres, hang on. Now, that was a swell thing to do.
But, Captain, I could not help it.
Well, we made it anyway. You hurt?
I skinned my stomach, I think.
Do it good. Anyway, we're outside. Come on.
We go somewhere else?
Back to the cottage as fast as our legs will carry us.
Oh, this is good. But Captain Friday, who would blow up a morgue?
Whoever it is that'd like to get rid of us.
Well, see, but who is it?
A funny thing. This is the first direct attempt to get rid of me. Before, the attempts have only been made on you four.
Well, maybe it was a mistake that you were caught in this trap.
I got a hunch it wasn't a mistake at all. Now, here's the path across the lot.
See. Is it not strange there is nobody around? You know, if I hear a big explosion like that, I would go see what it was.
Not Holmen citizens. They're not much on going out on foggy nights for any reason. They'll wait until it gets light.
Well, but the people at your cottage. My cousin Carmel and the Stanleys.
Yeah, and Dr. Croft. Now, that is kind of funny. Still, the cottage is right on the ocean. Might have drowned out the sound of the explosion.
Oh, I had not think of that.
Hold it, Andres.
Huh? What is it?
Listen. Huh. Funny. I thought I heard a motorboat.
I hear nothing, senor.
Neither do I now. I must have been mistaken, and yet well, here we are. Got plenty of lights on in the cottage.
Maybe the doctor think it's safer with the lights on.
Shut the door after you come in, Andres.
See? Captain! The doctor! Look, the doctor!
Hey, what in thunder's been going on here?
Dr. Croft, he is bound and gagged.
Yeah, stand out of the way, Andres, will you? While I cut him loose.
Well, his eyes are open. He's not dead.
No, of course not. Wait till I get this gag out. There you are, Doctor. Now, what happened?
Captain, quick. Go after Martin Stanley and his sister. Motor launch. Trying to escape.
What's that?
In heaven's name, hurry. I'm all right.
Andres, quick. We got business outside.
Senor, what is it this time?
Stanley's gotten hold of a launch somewhere. I knew I heard a motorboat.
But where is he go?
Don't ask so many questions. Run faster.
But where, senor, where?
Down to the wharf, of course. Here, down this way. Got a revolver?
No, senor. I do not shoot very good.
Yeah, well, young Stanley has.
You think he will shoot? Oh, but senor, his sister will not let him shoot us.
Oh, yeah?
Name of pig, you do not need this.
Here's the wharf.
But I do not hear any motorboats, senor.
Now, wait a minute. You want to run off the end of the wharf into the ocean?
Oh, I could not see where the wharf ended in this dark.
Well, the launch is gone, all right.
But why would they take the motorboat?
Oh, how do I know? Come on. We haven't got any time to waste.
But if this is wharf...
Watch where you're going. Don't fall in.
All the time we run. Never do we get any place.
Well, go on back to the cottage if you'd rather.
No, senor. I stay by you. But my breath, it's not very good.
Well, we got to make speed. See that old shed down the beach on the water's edge?
See?
That's the swellest little police motorboat launch you ever saw in there. Careful now.
But you have said there is not launch here.
Yeah, I don't tell everything I know. Here now, through this little doorway. Stoop down or you'll bump your head.
See? I am all right.
Now you stand still till I get her lights turned on.
If I can help.
Stand still or you'll break your neck. There.
Oh, it is beautiful boat.
Now, see that chain hanging by the outer wall?
Si, senor.
Go over there and haul away. It lifts the outer door.
Very glad to do anything to help.
I'll get the motor started. We'll be off in a jiffy.
Oh, it is coming, senor.
Yeah? What did you expect? That's high enough, Andres. Come on and get in.
Si, senor. Oh, but it make big noise.
All in?
Si.
Here we go, then.
Oh, but this is big ocean. Where is it we will look for this other boat?
That's easy. Neither Stanley nor his sister knows the Bay region. They're bound to head straight for San Francisco. They came over to Holmen by boat and have a general idea of the direction of the city. Otherwise, they'll be lost, especially in this fog.
But perhaps we will not be able to catch up with them.
This little craft can run circles around anything Stanley will be able to lay his hands on.
Oh, well, I do not know very much about boats.
You just hang on and I'll do the work.
But I do not understand any of this business. Why should these two wish to escape from Holmen?
I can think of plenty of reasons.
Could you please tell me one, maybe?
Yeah. Bad consciences.
You mean Miss Stanley have bad conscience?
Why not? She wouldn't be the first female with one.
Oh, no. No, senor, you are mistaken.
Yeah, well, maybe you know. I never could get the straight of how a woman's conscience works. Sometimes it does, and most of the time it doesn't.
But, senor, this girl Stanley, she's very nice, senorita. It's into me. Hey, Captain, our engine is stopped.
Be quiet, I cut it off.
But why you do this?
Shut up and listen, will you?
Huh? Oh, see. You wish to hear other motorboat, maybe, eh?
Don't hear anything.
I heard whistle a big ship.
No, you didn't. That was just a foghorn.
Oh, I did not know. Senor! Senor Captain!
Now what?
Senor, what had become of Carmel? She was also in your cottage.
Huh?
What did they do with Carmel? If they tie up Dr. Croft, what did they do with my little cousin?
Oh, probably left her asleep in her room.
Oh, no, I do not think so.
Well, we can't worry about everything at once. We'll catch this pair of runaways
but
and then...
suppose they have harmed Carmel. Suppose they have done terrible things to her. Suppose...
Cutting out, Andres.
But, senor...
Now, cut it out, I say. Just letting your imagination run away with you.
Oh, if they have so much as lay hands on Carmel, I will kill this pig, Stanley.
Andres, get a hold of yourself.
I do not care if Stanley is my own cousin. I will kill him.
Dr. Jamie Croft, the weekend guest of Captain Friday, was found bound and gagged and tossed on a lounge in the captain's cottage. They ripped the gag from his mouth, and Dr. Croft gasped out the information that Gale and Martin Stanley were trying to escape from Holmen by motor launch. In their haste to recapture the Stanleys, neither Captain Friday nor Andres Ruiz thought of Carmel, alone in the cottage. Was she bound and gagged also, or has she met up with the prowling dead? While Captain Friday and Andres Ruiz search San Francisco Bay in the police launch, Andres threatens to hold Martin Stanley responsible for his cousin Carmel.
I tell you, Captain Friday, I will kill this Stanley if anything has happened to Carmel.
Take it easy, Andres. Wait till we find Stanley.
Oh, please, could you not make this boat go faster? The quicker I get my hands on this
Pipe
thing...
down, Andres. I'm going to turn off the motor again.
See, and I will listen with every bit of it. I do not hear anything.
Be quiet.
Hey, did you hear it?
Yeah, over in that direction.
They call for help.
Recognize the voices?
Si, senor, it is them.
You're darn tootin' it's them. Roll up front, Andres, and hang your ears out. Can't hear much back here at the wheel.
Si, senor. I will do good job, too.
I can't be more than 50 yards from us. Blast this fog.
Senor, a little to the right. I hear them.
Right, huh? How's that?
Si. Not so fast, senor.
Okay.
There, you hear them?
Yeah. See anything?
Not yet, senor. Oh, see, there they are. They are drifting in boat.
Drifting where? Oh, I see them. I'm going to kill the motor and glide up alongside, Andres.
Please save us. We're drifting out to sea.
No, our motor's dead. We'll pay if you'll tow us in.
Well, now, isn't that generous? Grab hold as we drift alongside, Andres.
Si, senor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We thought we were lost.
All right, Miss Stanley. Give me your hand.
But it's Captain Friday.
Say, how'd you get out here?
Do as I tell you, Miss Stanley. Get into this boat.
Yes, sir.
Easy. Easy. There now. Sit down.
Okay.
Now you, Stanley.
I can get along without
Give me your hand.
All right. Hey, what are you doing?
I want that gun you're carrying.
I haven't got a gun.
No? Well, what's this in your hip pocket, then?
Nothing.
You won't need it anymore.
Hey, what'd you throw it in the ocean for?
So it wouldn't go off and hurt somebody. Now sit down.
Well, that's what I call
Sit down.
We had a right to leave, Holmen.
Be quiet, Stanley. Andres, can you reach the launcher's line?
Si, senor, I have it.
I'll carry it to the back end of our craft and give it a turn around one of those hooks. We'll tow it back to Holmen.
Oh, do we have to go back there?
That's right, Miss Stanley. Who did you steal this boat from?
Oh, please. I never did a thing like this before in all my life.
Ready, Andres?
Si, senor.
So you admit stealing the boat, huh?
We don't admit anything.
Oh, Martin, please. Let's not try to carry this thing out. Let's tell Captain Friday how it happened.
What good would that do?
You tell me, Senor Stanley, what you have done with my cousin Carmel.
What's eating you, Ruiz?
You tell me what you do with Carmel or I will kill you.
What are you talking about, Andres?
Carmel. It is Carmel who I talk about. What have you done with her?
Well, we left her asleep at the cottage.
You did not touch my cousin?
Well, of course not. Why? Is she gone?
I do not know. But I say to myself, if any has harmed my cousin, I will kill him like a dog.
You better find out what it's all about before you start getting homicidal.
Well, you are very bad fellow to my cousin, Senor Stanley.
Oh, go take a jump in the ocean.
Please, Andres, Martin's upset. You just don't understand it.
This I do not wish to do, I can tell you plain.
Come on, Miss Stanley, what's it all about? It's pretty plain that you did steal this boat.
Yes. Yes, we stole it.
Sissy, you crazy?
Well, Martin, I think it's right to tell the truth. I'm going to tell.
Leave it to a girl.
Well, we had no intention of running away, and until Dr. Croft told us there was a boat tied down at the dock.
Yeah? How did he know?
Well, after he'd gotten Carmel asleep, he went out to get some fresh air. And when he came back, he just remarked that there was a boat tied up at the dock, and...
Yes, then what?
Well, that gave us the idea of trying to get back to the city.
It wasn't Gail's idea at all. It was all my doing.
Oh, please, Martin.
Well, it was my idea. I suggested it, and I kept after her until she agreed to go with me.
But I didn't have to go.
And she didn't know anything about me hitting Dr. Croft over the head and binding and gagging him either.
Martin Stanley, you didn't do that.
Yes, I did. Did it while you were in the bedroom getting your things together.
Oh.
Yes, but what I want to know is what you think you'd have accomplished if you had escaped. The police in the city would pick you up in a minute.
Oh, but we weren't trying to run away from the police.
Oh, no?
Really, we weren't. All we wanted to do was get away from that awful place with all those dead bodies.
Well, you're going back.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry we attempted it now.
Well, I'm not. I only wish that engine hadn't conked out. Say, where'd you get this boat, anyway?
Just a little ace in the hole, Stanley.
You detectives make me sick.
You'll probably be a lot sicker of them before they're through with you.
They can't do anything to me. I haven't done a thing.
We'll know more about that when we get back to the cottage. And that won't be very long now. There's the wharf right up ahead. Hey, Andres.
Si, senor.
Here, take these handcuffs.
But, senor...
Take them and handcuff the two together.
Oh, no, please.
Senor, never. I will not put handcuffs on Miss Stanley.
Oh, yeah? And suppose you handcuff yourself with Stanley there. I'm not taking any chances of losing him in this fog.
Oh, but please, Martin won't run away. Will you, Martin?
Do what I tell you, Andres. Either handcuff Stanley with his sister or to yourself.
Well, to his sister I could not do at all. To me, if you wish, yes.
It's okay with me.
Here, Stanley, hold out your left arm.
Sure. With my fist on the end.
Martin, why did you do that?
You pig of a pig! I will show you how good Spanish fellow can fight now. You dirty I'll break your neck for you. There. And I guess I will show you I'm not so bad a fighter, eh?
Well, for gosh sakes, at least get off my stomach. You're breaking my back.
Well, then, hold out your left arm for the handcuffs.
There.
That is good.
Good boy, Andres. That sounded like a swell fight. Too bad it was dark. Got him all right, Andres?
Si, senor Capitan.
Great. Well, here we are. Now, stop crying, Miss Stanley. Your brother had it coming. As soon as I pull up alongside, climb up that little ladder to the wharf.
Oh, but it was all so unnecessary.
There now. Climb up. Here, you give me your hand, Miss Stanley. Now walk around after you get up. You're liable to fall in the ocean.
No, but how are Stanley and I to climb up the ladder together?
You go first, Andres. You can make it if you keep close enough together. Up you go.
Oh, this is not kind of business I like.
I'll just tie the launch to the dock here for the present. That'll hold her. She'll ride there till morning.
You are coming, senor?
Yeah, you bet. Andres, I'm going to make you Deputy Constable of Holmen.
No, senor. I do not wish it.
What? Turn down a job with a title like that?
Well, I think this is most deplorable business. It make everybody feel bad.
All right, come along. I'll take your arm, Miss Stanley. You might stumble in the dark.
If you wish.
You better take Stanley's arm, too, Andres. Keep you from stepping on each other in the dark.
Leave my arm alone.
See? I was only trying to be helpful.
Oh, if you'd only understand, Captain Friday, that Martin and I really haven't done anything.
I think you've done plenty.
Well, you'll be plenty sorry for putting handcuffs on me, I can tell you that much.
10 to 1, you were thinking about making a break for it as soon as we landed.
Supposing I was...
Martin, you weren't.
No, of course I wasn't.
One good thing about Holmen. It doesn't take any time to get from one place to another. There's the cottage.
Oh, please, I hope we find everything all right with Carmel.
Oh, sure we will. Now, look. The doctor must have worked himself free. He's turned on more lights.
Oh, I hope this is good sign.
Well, won't be long now before we know all about it.
You've been saying that ever since we arrived, and we don't know anything about anything. You're some detective.
Just enough of a detective to pick you up in the middle of San Francisco Bay, Stanley. Come on. Here we are. Andres, you and Stanley go in first. I'll follow with Miss Stanley. Hello.
That you, Captain? Got him, eh?
Yep, we got him.
I say, Stanley, whatever possessed you to tie me up? I wouldn't have stood in your way if I'd known you were determined to go.
The heck you wouldn't. You threatened to lock me up if I made a move to leave the house.
Perhaps so, but it never entered my head you'd be so savage about it.
Dr. Croft, I'm terribly sorry that Martin...
Oh, there now. I know the stress you young people have been under. Captain, where's Carmel?
What, isn't she here?
Carmel? Senor Doctor, is not Carmel with you?
With me? Why? What? See here, Carmel's room is empty. Huh? I thought you had taken her with you.
Carmel, she is gone. Well, something had happened to Carmel.
Shut up, Andres. See here, Doctor. She wasn't here when you got loose?
Why? Captain,
Quick, I want to see her room. You haven't touched anything, have you?
I haven't laid my hands on a thing, Captain.
Oh, Carmel.
Here now. You folks stand back. Keep out of the room until I've made an examination. Play back out into the hall.
Stanley, if you have done anything with my cousin, you'd better tell me.
Honestly, I haven't got your cousin, Andres. Gemini, I'm not that kind of a guy.
Well, somebody has.
Hi. Hi, Doctor. Come here.
What is it? What have you found?
Look at these tracks. Somebody tramped across the wet sand, climbed into the window, and came in here beside the sleeping girl's bed.
Oh, no!
Do you recognize those tracks, Doctor?
For heaven's sake, Captain, no. Do you?
Yes. Those are the same tracks made by Andrew Walters the night he buried Miss Stanley in the sand.
No! No! My Carmel buried in the sand! Oh, no! No!
Once more, the prowling dead have made an appearance at Captain Friday's cottage. The last time these sinister figures appeared, Gail Stanley was buried alive in the sand. Is that the fate of Carmel? Listen next week at this same time for the 10th and final episode of Dead Men Prowl, titled The Prowling Dead Introduces Himself. The murderer is at last revealed by Captain Friday. You are listening to Adventures by Morse. Adventures by Morse. Carlton E. Morse presents Dead Men Prowl, featuring Captain Friday.
If you like high adventure, come with me. If you like the stealth of intrigue, come with me. If you like blood and thunder, come with me.
2 days ago, Captain Bart Friday and his friend and guest, Dr. Croft, arrived in the little resort village of Holmen across the bay from San Francisco. They had intended spending a quiet weekend at Captain Friday's summer cottage, but they had no sooner arrived in the village when things began to happen. On the beach, they stumbled on the dead body of old Doc Sims. They found Andrew Waters, the other wealthy man of the village, dead by hanging. Then they found the half-wit Hartley boy shot through the heart. The weird part of the whole thing is the fact that these 3 dead are apparently prowling the streets and houses of the town of Holmen. That right, Captain Friday?
Yes, that's right. I've tried everything. Handcuffed them, tied them down, even stuffed the 3 bodies in the refrigeration room at the morgue. But it didn't do any good. They're still prowling. The only thing I know for certain is that Doc Sims and Andrew Waters are brothers. Waters had been masquerading under an assumed name. The half-wit Hartley boy had been accidentally shot by Andres Ruiz. I've smoked out that much, plus the fact that our other guests, Andres and Carmel Ruiz, and Gail and Martin Stanley, are related. But this latest development has just about got me stumped. Carmel Ruiz has disappeared.
Yes, Carmel Ruiz has disappeared. The prowling dead have taken the little cousin of Andres. Death stalks in Holmen. While Dr. Jamie Croft lay bound and gagged in Captain Friday's cottage, and while the captain and Andres were racing along the coast of the Pacific to bring back the runaway Martin and Gail Stanley, brother and sister, one of the prowling dead had somehow escaped from the ruins of the morgue. He escaped from the ruins to stalk into the rear window of the cottage and kidnap the sleeping Carmel. And the dead thing who did this was the strangled body of our own uncle, Andrew Waters, the prowler who earlier had buried Gail Stanley alive in the sand. And the reason Captain Friday knew it was Waters was that the prowler had left damp footsteps on the bedroom floor and on the wet sand outside the window. And those footprints were Andrew Waters. And the thing with the swollen face, dead eyes, and a rope around its neck had Carmel Ruiz in his possession. Andres Ruiz, cousin of Carmel, is beside himself over the disappearance of Carmel. He is pacing the floor in Captain Friday's summer cottage.
But I will go crazy. I will kill myself if anything have happened to my Carmel. If you do not find her, Senor Captain, I will go mad.
Now, take it easy, Andres. Sit down, will you? You get on my nerves pacing up and down like that.
But Captain Friday...
Now, look here, Andres, be reasonable. There's no use running around the country. We'd never find her that way. If you'll just hang on to yourself for a minute.
You have idea?
I might have if you'd be quiet for just 2 minutes.
Oh, in 2 minutes I will be mad. I do not know what I do now.
Look here, Andres. I can't tell you how sorry I am. I haven't the faintest idea of what happened to Carmel.
Well, you have shown very bad nature, Senor Stanley. I do not know what to believe about you.
I don't blame you for saying that. It's true, and I know it, and I'm sorry.
Well, for why have you done all these things? Say bad things. Try to run away.
I don't know. I'm always pulling something I'm sorry for afterwards, but... Look here, Andres, if there's anything I can do to help save Carmel, I'll go the limit to do it.
And he means it too, Andres.
Yes, I think he does.
Hey, look, everyone. I've got a hunch. I'm going out for 3 or 4 minutes, and you 4 stay here. Don't one of you dare move out of this room.
Not out of the room?
Not a move.
Like company, Captain?
Well, not this time, Dr. Croft. I've got to travel fast. Anyway, I'd like you to stay here with the others. You'll all be safer.
But what about your own safety, Captain?
Don't worry, I'll be okay. Now, mind now. Don't even leave the room.
Where do you suppose he's going?
Oh, if he will only bring back Carmel.
Oh, I hope he does.
I feel we should be doing something.
Oh, see, but Captain Friday said to wait here.
It's all nonsense sitting around in one room when we might be out searching.
You are nervous too, Senor Doctor. Oh, it is enough to make everybody crazy.
But still, Captain Friday said he had an idea.
Yes, but supposing it is wrong, Miss Stanley.
You're right there, Andres. Theories are very dangerous things to work with. They're as apt to be wrong as right.
And still, I have very great faith in this captain.
Oh, yes, we must believe in him. We'd be lost if we didn't. Oh, who else have we to turn to?
Well, there's Dr. Croft here.
I'm afraid I'm not much of a detective, Stanley.
I tell you, it is not possible that my Uncle Andrew Walters took Carmel. It is not possible. He's dead.
The dead have done a number of impossible things lately, I'm afraid, Andres.
Oh, I know, but I see with my own eyes the walls of the morgue fall down on all three bodies. They are pinned under hundreds of tons of stone and mortar.
It's a wonder you and the captain weren't killed.
Well, we would have been if we had not seen the walls falling and run into the ice-cold room, which protected us a little from the falling stones.
A remarkable escape, Andres.
Oh, but what I am interested in is about these bodies. They are buried deep under the walls, and yet one of the dead men have carried off Carmel.
Open the door. Somebody open the door, quick.
Oh, it is the captain. I will open it. Carmel! Carmel! We have found Carmel!
Get out of the way, Andres. Can't you see she's tied hand and foot?
Is she hurt, Captain? Is she hurt? Oh, no.
Here. Let me put her on the lounge.
Here is knife, senor. Cut her loose. Here.
For the love of Mike, Andres, get out from underfoot.
She is not hurt. Tell me she's not hurt.
Oh, Carmel, please. You mustn't cry like that. You mustn't.
There. Here, Andres. Take the knife and cut her legs free.
Si, senor. I will do anything. Oh, Carmel, but it is good you are safe.
Poor kid.
Get back, you folks. Don't crowd in so close around her.
Here, Captain. Let me give her a couple of these tablets. She mustn't go on like that.
Will they quiet her?
I think they will. Here, child. Swallow these and then take a sip of water.
Is there anything I can do, Dr. Croft?
No, I think not. She's just highly wrought up. She'll grow quieter in a few minutes.
Here, Andres. You sit here beside her. She was calling for you when I found her.
She was calling for me. Oh, senor. She was calling for me. Oh, never again will I let you out of my sight.
You know, Gail, that Andres isn't such a bad fellow either.
I knew he was in love with Carmel the moment I first saw them together.
But, Captain, where was Carmel? Where did you find her?
Well, if you've examined this cottage closely, you'll notice that the backs of the closets have not been finished off. You can go through the back in among the floor studdings and rafters.
Oh, yes. Yes, I noticed that.
Well, my old aunt used to put junk that she didn't want to throw away back in them. I found Carmel stuffed back among the joists and studdings of her own closet.
But what made you look there?
Well, then you must have carried her through the back window and around to the front door.
Yes, I did, all right.
But what for?
Did it to throw our would-be murderer off the trail.
Off the trail? You mean he's around here?
Maybe, maybe not.
But why didn't we hear her crying?
She was gagged.
Captain, what made you think of looking in the house for her?
It would have been too dangerous to take her out. He might have been spotted. Besides, the tracks he left when he went away showed he wasn't carrying anything.
No, I remember it, Captain. That was the same clue you got when we were hunting Miss Stanley here, when she was buried in the sand.
Yeah, you'd think even a dead body'd learn not to make the same mistake twice in a row.
And so you figured out the body must be in the house. How did you happen to think of looking in the girl's own wardrobe?
Well, I figure he'd probably be working fast, not knowing how long I'd be gone. Besides, Dr. Croft, you were tied up in the other room. Might get free at any minute.
Yes. Quite natural when you stop to think of it. And so, from force of necessity, you figured he'd hide her in the handiest place.
Mm-hmm. Force of necessity and craftiness. He'd hardly expect us to look so near the scene of the crime for her. Oh, Andre seems to have Carmel quieted. Perhaps we can talk to her now. We'll have a try, anyhow.
And Carmel, you're not going to cry anymore, eh? Oh, we're going to be very happy, you and I. And Chiquita.
Well, Carmel, you don't look like the same young lady I carried in a few minutes ago.
Oh, but, senor, she understands now that she's going to be very happy for the rest of her life.
Yeah? Look here, Carmel, you feel like talking?
Yes.
Please, you will not bring back bad memories?
I'm sorry, Andres, but we've got to get all the information we can.
Please, Andres. I don't mind. If you'll sit beside me.
Oh, nothing in the world could make me move.
Okay. Now then, tell us what happened.
I was asleep when something touched me. And I opened my eyes and...
Oh, please, Cap.
I'm all right, Andres. And there was a horrible face looking down at me. Didn't look like it was alive. And there was a rope around its neck.
Oh, it is a monstrous thing.
What did you do?
When he saw I was awake, put his hand over my mouth. I tried to scream, but I couldn't. He held me so tight, I fought just as hard as I could.
Oh, my poor Carmel.
And one of his fingers slipped into my mouth. And I bit down on it just as hard as I could.
You bit his finger, huh?
Yes. And when he jerked it away, there was blood on his hand.
Captain, a dead man doesn't bleed.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking. What then, Carmel?
Well, he put a cloth around my face so I couldn't see or scream after he tied me up so I couldn't move. He carried me someplace.
But if it is live, man... Captain, my uncle could not be alive and dead at the same time.
Never heard of it being done before.
But if there's a live man mixed up in this thing, we ought to get after him.
Yes, but where will we look?
I think that'll be easy.
You mean you know where he is?
I have a hunch I can walk out that door into the hallway and march our friend Andrew Walters back in here in jig time.
What are you saying?
You mean he's listening to us on the other side of the door?
I have a hunch he's been listening, all right.
Oh.
Dr. Croft, you mind coming with me?
Not at all.
You armed?
No, but...
Never mind. I don't think we'll have much trouble. Now, you folks stay here. And I mean right where you are. I'll be back in 2 minutes with Andrew Walters, dead or alive.
Captain Friday has promised the 4 young people, Andres and Carmel Ruiz and Gale and Martin Stanley, that he would return in 2 minutes with Andrew Walters, the man who was found hanged in his home. The eyes of the 4 are fixed on the doorway as it opens slowly and cautiously.
That's him. That's Andrew Walters.
Oh, he's the one that choked me. The rope around his neck. Oh no.
All right, go on in. I've got a gat in your back, and I won't hesitate.
Take him away. Take him away.
It's all right. I have his hands cuffed together behind him. He can't hurt you.
But who is it? Don't you see? Don't you see? He's got on one of those rubber face masks.
Oh, no.
What is this?
Captain Friday, where's Dr. Croft?
Don't you know?
But... Captain, it is Dr. Croft behind that mask.
Sure. Have a look.
Captain Friday, would you mind removing that rope from around my neck? It has an ugly feeling.
Now, see here, Doctor. I'm giving you your choice. Do you tell him, or do I?
Why, it will make a very pleasant story. I think I should like to tell it.
All right, go ahead.
My dear nieces and nephews.
What's that?
What did you say?
For why you call us nieces and nephews?
Because it happens due to certain biologic and sociological phenomena to be true.
Oh, cut that stuff out. Who are you anyway?
How very like Doc Sims you are in temperament, boy.
Nuts.
As to who I am, do you recall the autobiography left by Andrew Walters, alias Vance Sims? Do you recall that there was a third brother, Franklin Sims, who was murdered in the Near East? I am Franklin Sims. Right, Captain?
That's right. Get along with the story, Doctor.
Oh, yeah, quite right. You see, that night 20 years ago, we got news that our father was dying. The night Doc Sims took Vance out and got him thoroughly intoxicated, and then hit me over the head and dumped me in a nasty-smelling river.
Then Doc Sims, not Andrew Walters, was the murderer.
Oh, no, there was no murderer. For I crawled out of the river, and foul and smelly as I was from the thick river water, I continued to live.
But if you are who you say you are, why didn't you come back to the United States at once and claim your part of the estate?
Because, my dear, for almost 3 years I was so horribly ill I spent most of my time balancing on the brink between life and death. Later, I went to Germany, and I became a medical student.
And still you didn't try to get your share of the money?
My life had become a thing apart from my family and my rightful estate. I intended never to return to America. And then about 12 years ago, everything became changed again. I became interested in certain biological experimentations. I spent every cent I had saved, could earn and borrow, and still I needed more. And then I remembered the great fortune which had been taken from me in America. I determined to get it back by fair means or foul. It was mine, and I determined to have it.
But, senor, it was not us who had hurt
Wait a
you.
minute, Andres. I returned to San Francisco under the assumed name of Dr. Jamie Croft and set up office while I got the lay of the land. When I first arrived, my brother Doc Sims held the entire estate. It seemed an easy matter to put him out of their way. Enter my claim. And then I discovered that he had a niece and a nephew to whom the property would go in the case of his death. That's you, Miss Stanley, and your brother Martin. And while I was trying to find some means of overcoming this difficulty, who should come on the scene but Andrew Walters? And without any fuss, he took over half the Sims estate. It took me 3 years to discover that he was my other brother, Vance. And then by a bit of housebreaking and prowling, I discovered that he, too, had a niece and nephew whom he favored in case of his death. They were you, Carmel, and you, Andres.
Yes, go on.
Well, in the meantime, I was working out a little scheme which worked rather nicely when the time came. About 8 years ago, my brother, Doc Sims, died.
Hey, what's that?
Our uncle died 8 years ago?
Yes, all of 8 years ago. And being on the ground at the time, I quietly buried the body and stepped into his shoes.
Now, wait a minute, Doctor. I've known both you and Doc Sims for more than 2 years.
Which says a great deal for my ability as an impersonator.
Do you mean to say that you've been acting the part of 2 doctors for 8 years?
I have sufficient proof for even you, Captain Friday.
But the body... We saw the body of Doc Sims.
That, my dear, was also a plant. For the last year, I've been taking care of an old chap over in my San Francisco office. He was a nondescript without any family. But he looked remarkably like me in my role of Doc Sims. For 6 months, I practically made him live with narcotics and drugs, waiting for the proper time to inject him into the picture. And when Andrew Walters mellowed and sent for Andres and Carmel to come and live with him, I knew the time was at hand.
Yeah? Well, you'll have to explain that a little.
Easily. My whole trouble lay in the 4 cousins who were to inherit the 2 estates. They must be gotten rid of. With all 4 in Holmen, I believed that might be attended to.
You were going to kill us all.
And so when my brother Vance, or Andrew Walters, as you know him, called you 2, I sent for Gale and Martin Stanley.
What about this old fellow you passed off for Doc Sims?
Now, Captain, I assure you I didn't kill him. The poor chap died a natural death. Dig his body out of the morgue ruins, show it to any coroner. Worn-out body will be the verdict.
Died mighty handy for you.
Quite, but the point is he did die, and naturally. Which, by the way, gave me the idea for the rest of this amusing little drama which has occurred since.
And you admit that you were responsible for the movement of these bodies from the morgue?
Naturally.
And you admit burying Gale Stanley alive?
My apology, Miss Stanley, but it was necessary to my plan.
Oh, you must be mad.
Quite sane, thank you, quite sane. And, by the way, Captain, I had to rush like the deuce to get Andrew Walters' shoes back on him before you and Martin got to the morgue. But I made it all right.
Yes, so I notice.
And you're the guy that took a shot at me in Doc Sims' study and clubbed Captain Friday over the head.
Again, my apologies. I always was a bad shot.
You put us out and then took the papers out of the safe and stuck them in the pocket of your substitute, Doc Sims, and left his body where we'd find it.
Exactly.
Well, what for?
To impress you all with the fact that dead bodies actually were on the prowl.
And you leave Carmel's handkerchief in Dr. Sims' house. Why you do that?
Oh, that was simply a little touch to implicate you, Andres, and to cause dissension between you and Stanley here.
Nice fellow.
And it was you who shot at me from the hall when we were upstairs examining Andrew Walters' room?
You know, Captain, I think that was my masterpiece.
Now, how did you do it?
Why, I simply had the Hartley boy's body handy. When you, Carmel, and Andres were in the room, I crept upstairs. I got the body, I took a crack at Andres, I shouted, and I rolled down the stairs with a half-wit's body.
Oh, sacrament.
Startling bit of realism. Eh, Captain?
Dr. Croft, were you the one that got us to go to the refrigeration room of the morgue?
I thought I had all of you that time. After knocking the captain out, I ran to the cottage and, changing my voice as much as possible, told you to go to the basement of the morgue. When you rushed in, I swung the door shut and there you were.
Please, when we liked you so much, how could you do that to us?
Oh, let's not go into that, please. Well, then I set the 3 bodies on guard. Startling effect, eh, Captain?
Then you came back and dragged me in the closet with you and locked the door.
And all the time we were breaking down the door, I had the key in my pocket.
Seems to me I'm the guy that told you once that the solution to this business, once I got my hands on it, would be so simple I'd blush to think I didn't get wise to it sooner. Well, get an eyeful of me blushing.
Oh, see here, Captain, you're not giving me enough credit. I admit, however, I made a couple of mistakes. One of them was forgetting to turn off the light in the morgue. If I hadn't been in such a hurry that time, you'd never have thought of searching the morgue until it was too late.
See here, Doctor. How did you fix it so that the half-wit took a shot at me and then fell down the stairs?
Simple. I braced the body against the handrail and hooked the gun in his coat. fastened the trigger to the door with a piece of wire. Presto! When the door opened, the gun exploded, the body lunged down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Good thing for me you didn't allow for the up-jerk of the muzzle of the revolver when it went off.
I told you I didn't know much about guns, Captain. After all, I'm a medical man, not a gangster.
But why did you kill the half-wit boy? Surely he didn't...
Oh, that I know nothing about.
You didn't kill the boy?
Please, he did not. I did not know it until the Senor Captain told me, but it was I who did this thing.
Andres! Andres, you didn't!
Oh, please, Carmel, it was most horrible mistake.
It's like this. Remember the night you kids saw the skeleton on the beach and Andres shot at it? Well, the skeleton was the half-wit boy, and Andres killed him. His father had given him several rubber masks and some luminous paint for Halloween, and the foolish boy continued to use it to amuse himself. The boy's father knows all about this now.
And that, by the way, is where I got that mask you recently saw on my face. I found it lying outside the morgue.
Dr. Croft, what was your idea in blowing up the morgue?
Oh, Captain, you cannot imagine how uneasy a person grows having a bloodhound like yourself on his trail. I grew more and more certain that you were beginning to suspect the truth. So, I laid the trap and got you and Andres off on a pretext of hearing a woman scream.
Well, I'm glad I knocked you over the head. Too bad I didn't do a better job of it.
I get your point exactly, Martin. The real Sim spirit.
Oh, I never want to hear that name again.
You see, you made your big mistake, Doctor, when you kidnapped Carmel here. I was plain crazy.
You're right, Captain. But I was getting rather upset. Things were growing a little too warm. You'll have to excuse it on that basis, I'm afraid. You see, I'd stolen Andrew Walter's shoes again before I set the trap in the morgue. But I must confess I entirely forgot to make deep tracks in the sand when I left. Deuced thoughtless of me.
Yes. So was that stunt of hiding your mask and rope and shoes in your medicine case after you'd finished with them?
Undoubtedly. Oh, I can see a number of things I'd do differently if I were going to do it over again.
You know, one thing puzzles me, though. How did you get the body of this substitute Doc Sims on the beach?
Captain, I don't know if you realize it, but I angled like the juice to get you to bring me over to Holmen on this particular weekend.
Yeah, now that I think of it, you were plenty eager to come.
Well, I got the invitation. The day we were to come over, I took the body in my launch and I brought it over. The natives seldom walk on the beach, so I felt perfectly safe in leaving it there for a few hours. I got back to San Francisco just in time to meet you. Then we came over together.
Oh. I presume you know we've got enough attempted murder charges against you to keep you behind bars for life.
But you're not going to use them, are you, Captain?
You think not?
Drag these children through the mire of prosecuting their own uncle? Bring all this family history to light?
Oh, no. We don't want to do that. I couldn't bear it.
Exactly.
That's just too bad.
Now, look, Captain Friday, haven't we gone through enough?
Are you folks crazy? I think the police department would like to have a little talk with Dr. Croft. As a matter of fact... Come in.
Hey, for crying out loud, Cappy, I've been... Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you had company.
Oh, that's all right, Skip. These people are all friends.
Yeah? Well, you sure got some nice friends, boss.
Now, this is Gail Stanley. Miss Stanley, my right-hand man, Skip Turner.
Hello, Skip.
Howdy, Miss Stanley.
And Miss Carmel Ruiz.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Turner?
Miss Ruiz. Well, ain't that funny? You know, I think I remember meeting you before, Miss Ruiz. Carmel. Wasn't it down
Skip.
at, Huh?
Did you come all the way from San Francisco just to meet my guests?
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. We got an important job down south.
Down south? Where down south?
Hollywood. Here's a telegram.
Who's it from?
Don't say. Go ahead and read it.
Meet me at Maggie's Intimate Drinking Salon, Sunset Strip, Hollywood, tonight at 8. Signed, A Desperate Sister. And what is this, a gag?
Gag? I just got a phone call from the same gal, and she wired us $1,000 expense money.
Why did you phone?
Well, just to be sure we'd be there at 8 o'clock tonight. Hey, look, we just got time to catch a 5 p.m. plane south. That's why I hustled over here. I got the ticket.
She must be desperate.
Come on, we ain't got no time to lose, boss.
Okay, Skip, we'll look into it. Oh, by the way, you got your handcuffs?
Why, sure. Why?
Just slip them on Dr. Croft here. We'll drop them off at the Hall of Justice.
You bet you. Here you are, fella. And the other one. There you go. Nice little charm bracelet.
Oh, see here, Captain Friday, I can afford
Save it for the judge, Dr. Croft. He loves those little stories. The rest of you check in with the police in San Francisco. I'll see you as soon as I get back from Hollywood. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, Carmel, if you should happen to be in Hollywood in the
Come
next
on,
few
Skip.
days.
There's a desperate sister waiting for us in Maggie's intimate drinking salon. Let's get moving.
So Captain Friday and his operative Skip Turner are headed for Maggie's intimate drinking salon on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. The telegram said to be there at 8 o'clock tonight and was sent by one who signed herself a desperate sister. Tune in next week at the same time for this newest adventure thriller by Carlton E. Morse titled You'll Be Dead in a Week. You are listening to Adventures by Morse.